Live from the Maverick Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey. As tonight's the second of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Wichita Thunder. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Carenza. We're grooving on a Friday night as the Grizzlies look to extend their winning streak against Wichita to 9 games. They won all 5 meetings in the start of the 2021-22 season. Utah has won the first 3 season matchups with Wichita, and Utah has taken 158 shots in 3 games against the Thunder. They took 30 shots out shooting the Thunder 50-30 as the Grizzlies tied a team record with 6 second period goals. It's then the record for most goals in a period in a Grizzlies game is 6, as Utah scored 6 against the Chicago Wolves back on November 13th, 1995. That's the last time the Grizzlies scored 6 goals in a period. So it was an historic night here at Maverick Center as the Grizzlies cruised to an 8-5 victory. Keaton Jamison was the number 1 star as he had 2 goals and 1 assist, and Trent Miner stopped 25 of 30 in net. There'll be a different goaltending matchup this evening as Lucas Preek gets the start for Utah. He's got a record this season of 10-13. He's got 1 shutout and an .893 save percentage. He'll be going up against Roman Bazran, who's appeared in 9 of the last 10 games for Wichita. He did not play on Wednesday night. Bazran in 9 games this season has a record of 4-4-1 with a .920 save percentage. So it should be a lot of fun here this evening as the Grizzlies take on the Wichita Thunder for the 4th of 5 season meetings this season. And it's a huge game with Mountain Division playoff ramifications. It's easy for me to say, as Wichita is tied with Kansas City for second place with 66 standings points. Allen is in 4th place with 64 points. Allen is at Rapid City tonight, and the Grizzlies have 63 standings points. They're in 5th place in the Mountain Division. So the Grizzlies may be rooting for Rapid City tonight, although I'm not sure you're really rooting for either team, as Allen is at Rapid City this evening. Kansas City is at Idaho, and Tulsa is at Maine. Those are some of the games we're going to keep an eye on as we're doing a little bit of scoreboard watching here this evening, as it should be a good night for hockey as the Grizzlies take on the Thunder as the fans are filing in here. It's an AFC Friday where tickets start just $8 when you pay using your AFC debit or credit card at the Maverick Center box office. And it should be an interesting night as the Grizzlies take on the Wichita Thunder with a goaltending matchup of Lucas Preek for Utah and Roman Bazran for the Thunder. When we come back, we'll talk with Guy Carenza and get his thoughts on tonight's game as we're in business on a Friday night. And you're listening to the Grizzlies pregame report presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your adventure.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Welcome back to Maverick Center. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Carenza as the Grizzlies take on Wichita for the 4th time this season. Guy, the Grizzlies with an onslaught of goals in the second period, 6 goals in the second period. It tied a team record for the most goals in one period in any one game, as Grizzlies had 6 goals on November 13th of 1995 against the Chicago Wolves. You know, the Grizzlies did win a championship that year. Hey, we'll see if the Grizzlies can do the same this season. Guy, it was just one goal after another against Wichita in the second period and really blew the game wide open.
It was just an onslaught, Tyson. As you said, I mean, the Grizzlies just exploded in the second period. Started off the period very hot, getting about 5 goals in the first 5 minutes in that second period, and the Grizzlies just continued to put them away. I mean, 15 out of 17 skaters had a point, at least a point in that game, so everything was clicking offensively for the Grizzlies.
Taryn Pfizer had a goal. I mean, everybody played a good game, but really the guy that stepped up big for the Grizzlies over the last month and a half has been Keaton Jamison, who had 2 goals and 1 assist. And the Roosters been outstanding as of late, as Jordan Martell has 11 points in his last 9 games.
Yeah, Tyson, that line with Power, Jamison, and Martell really has been firing on all cylinders as of late. The Rooster, Jordan Martell, has been fantastic ever since he came over in the trade with Fort Wayne. Keaton Jamison, as you mentioned, has really started to heat up towards the end of the season, and Jared Power has been an excellent addition. So I really like the chemistry that line has, and I really think if the Grizzlies are going to make a push for the playoffs and go on a deep playoff run like they did last year, I think it starts with a good line like that.
Grizzlies have to be good on the penalty kill, but certainly better than Wednesday night where Wichita went 3 for 6 on the power play. 5-on-5, the Grizzlies really had their way, but I think if Wichita's got an advantage, it's their power play unit led by Cole McDonald, who's an outstanding defenseman.
It's a really good unit, Tyson. I mean, you talk about Cole McDonald. He's among the league leaders in power play assists for defensemen and just overall in general. And you think about the Wichita power play, which is 3rd best in the entire ECHL. They know how to get things done on the man advantage. And 3 of their goals on Wednesday night came on the man advantage. And I really thought that the Grizzlies 5-on-5 played a great game defensively and offensively. So if they can just stay out of the penalty box, and it should be a good night for Utah.
Watch out for that top forward line of Wichita, Mikhail Stenell, Braden Watts, and Quinn Preston. They've certainly got some offensive firepower. Austin Crosley, the former Grizzly, is going to be a scratch for Wichita. Johnny Walker is going to be out of the Grizzlies lineup. He'll probably be out the rest of the season with a upper body injury of some kind, not a head injury, but upper body, and Walker is going to be out for the Grizzlies. And so you're talking about 4 key forwards who are not in the Grizzlies lineup: Cam Strong, Dakota Raby, Johnny Walker, and Zach Sekos. It's really tough to overcome losing that many forwards, but the Grizzlies just have to keep stepping up and have that next man up mentality.
You're right, Tyson. The Grizzlies just have to keep on rolling. I mean, it sucks to lose a guy like Johnny Walker to add on to the 3 that were already out of the lineup. So, I mean, I love the way that Johnny plays the game, just with a ton of grit, ton of passion, but fortunately the Grizzlies are going to be without his services. And so now you think about that next man up mentality. I mentioned that power line was playing really well. You think about guys throughout the course of the lineup that need to step up. Tyler Penner is due for a goal. He's good. He's due for a good performance. I don't think he has a multi-point game on the season, so tonight would be a good time for him to step up. But really for the Grizzlies, it's just finding a way to overcome those injuries. And throughout the course of the season, whether it's due to injuries or call-ups, the Grizzlies have found a way to battle through. I mean, they're in the playoff race despite everything that they've been through, so they have proven that they can overcome adversity.
Who's your pick for the Optum first goal of the game? Optum is putting you at the center of everything we do. Optum is committed to making healthcare work better, leading the way to better experiences, better health, and lower costs for you. Who do you think is scoring first for the Grizzlies tonight?
Well, Tyson, I talked about him on that line that I really like. It's Jared Power. I think he's just playing with a lot of energy, no pun intended. But, I mean, he's just playing great hockey right now. He's really found his way onto this Grizzlies team, and he's playing really good in a role in professional hockey. I think he's got a few games under his belt. I think he gets the first one here tonight.
No. You intended that pun. It's all right. It's kind of punny. My pick for the Optum first goal, that was lame. We should just...
It's a funny Friday. We're having a fun on a Friday night.
That's right. It's an AFC Friday. We're going to have a little bit of fun here. My pick for the Optum first goal of the game is going to be Kyle Pouncey. His parents are here in attendance, coming all the way from Kamloops, British Columbia. I think Kyle Pouncey is my choice for the Optum first goal. But watch out for the Rooster, Jordan Martell. He's been outstanding for the Grizzlies as of late.
Yeah, he has, Tyson. For Kyle Pouncey, what a moment that would be to get a goal with your parents in the building, coming all the way down from British Columbia. That would be a heck of a moment. And Pouncey's a former Wichita Thunder, as he played only a handful of games with Wichita, as he played in 4 games at the end of the 2019-2020 season before it got canceled after he completed his college career at Northland College. And then he played in 1 game the following year in the 2020-21 season. He was released, and then the following year was picked up by the Grizzlies. So I got to imagine Kyle Pouncey, it's not the uniform that he played in for a long time, but I imagine he wants to do some damage against that uniform. Well, Tyson, think about all the times that former Grizzlies have come in and played against the Grizzlies and absolutely gotten their revenge. Wouldn't it be sweet if finally it was the other way around where Kyle Pouncey gets revenge against his former team? I think that'd be a great story. Now, other former Grizzly, Austin Crosley, is out of the Wichita lineup, so he won't be in there getting revenge on the Grizzlies. It should be a good one here. Grizzlies and the Thunder. Lucas Preeka's in net against Roman Bazran. So it does answer the question. We're wondering if Bazran was going to be healthy enough to play. It looks like he's going to be in there. I think it's a big one for Lucas Preek, a guy that needs to play with confidence. And I think
considering he's a goaltender that's better with the more action he sees, wouldn't be a bad thing for him to see some routine shots here early in the game.
I agree, Tyson. I think if the Grizzlies defense can make things easy on Parikh to start this game, just let him get a few shots from the perimeter, kind of let him ease his way into this game, I think he's going to have a good night. You mentioned Lucas Parikh maybe wanting a little bit more out of this season, maybe hasn't played up to the way that he thought he could this season. I think he's going to have a bounce-back game here tonight.
Thanks for the time. We'll talk to you during the first intermission.
All right, thank you, Tyson.
That's Guy Carenzo. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups for both teams as we return in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey as we're in business on a Friday night. Grizzlies and the Wichita Thunder. Utah has won 8 straight against Wichita since the start of the 2021-22 season. Let's get to the lineups for both teams. First for the visiting Wichita Thunder, who are led by 2021 ECHL Coach of the Year, Bruce Ramsey. His assistant is John Gerskitz. In net's going to be Roman Bazran, who's making his 10th appearance this season. He's got a record of 4-4-1 with a 2.89 goals against average and .920 save percentage. Bazran's backup is Justin Kappelmaster. In fact, Bazran made his professional debut against the Grizzlies on March 5th. He had a pretty good game, but the Grizzlies ended up winning 5-2. Bazran saw a ton of shots that evening as he stopped 45 of 50, and he'll be a net for the Wichita Thunder. Starting defensive pairing, Cole McDonald, who's wearing the captain's C. McDonald had 1 goal and 3 assists in Wednesday night's game. Watch out for him on the power play as he is instrumental on Wichita's power play. He's got 29 power play points this season. For the campaign, he's got 50 points in 61 games, 10 goals and 40 assists. He'll be paired up next to Chris McKay, who's making his 38th appearance this season. McKay has 2 goals and 13 assists. He is 6'4" and 214 pounds. So that's a starting defensive pairing, Cole McDonald and Chris McKay. Starting forwards for the Thunder, and it's a pretty good top forward line. Mikael Stenell leads the Thunder with 72 points this season, that coming in 58 games. Stenell has 27 goals and 45 assists this year. He is 5'11" and 194 pounds. Braden Watts is wearing the A on his sweater. Watts wearing number 29, has 58 points in 43 games. It's his 3rd season in a Wichita uniform. Watts is a +8 for the Thunder this season. Quinn Preston, a member of the Ohio State University, who's in his first full season as a pro. Preston has 23 goals and 32 assists in 55 games. He'll be wearing number 43. He's been outstanding in 3 games against the Grizzlies this season. Other forwards to watch out for, Jay Dickman, who had 2 goals on Wednesday night. He originally had 1, but he redirected Wichita's shot for their 3rd goal, and so Dickman ends up with 2 goals on Wednesday night, and he's one of their best forwards. Watch out for him, number 21. He certainly brings some size to the table at 6'6" and 229 pounds. It's interesting to see Jake Wallen out of the lineup for the 2nd straight game, as Wallen played in the first 64 games this season, but Wallen is missing his 2nd straight game. He is 5'10", 180 pounds, has 26 points in 64 games. The other scratches for Wichita, the former Grizzly Austin Crosley is out of the lineup, as is number 19 Kelly Bent. Sam Sternshine is also out of the Wichita lineup, and number 27 Dylan Boucher is also out of the Wichita lineup. Now for the lineup for the homestanding Utah Grizzlies, who are led by 2nd-year head coach Ryan Kanasowicz. His assistant is the Sandy, Utah native Jared Pike. Grizzlies have a record of 30, 31, and 3 this season. They are 14 and 16 at the friendly confines of Maverik Center. Starting in net is Lucas Parikh, who's making his 24th appearance this season. Parikh has a record of 10 and 13 with 1 shutout. a 3.64 goals against average, and 893 save percentage. Parika is 6'4" and 195 pounds. The backup goaltender tonight is Trent Miner. The third goalie is Garrett Metcalf. Starting defensive pairing, Corey Thomas making his second straight appearance as he got injured on February 4th and missed a month and a half. He came back to the Grizzlies lineup on Wednesday night and had 1 assist. He's got 4 assists in 33 games. He'll be wearing number 3. He's a physical presence at 6'5" and 215 pounds. Bryson Martin is the other starting defenseman. He's 6'2", 195 pounds. Martin has 2 goals and 10 assists this season. So starting defensive pairing is Martin and Thomas. The other defensemen expected to see action for the Grizzlies tonight include the captain, Connor McDonald, who's got 5 goals and 12 assists this season. He scored 1 goal on Wednesday. James Shearer has got the A on his sweater. Shearer, 5 goals and 17 assists in 46 games. We also see Kyle Pouncey, number 23, is my pick for the Optum, first goal of the game. Jacob Semick, the ASU product, playing in his 8th professional game, is out there, as well as Aaron Tho, who had 2 goals and 2 assists against Wichita on March 3rd. Starting forwards for the Grizzlies, Taron Fizer had 1 goal on Wednesday night. He leads the club with 24 this season. Fizer will be wearing number 8. The Iron Man, Tyler Penner's in there, making his 65th appearance this season. He has appeared in all 72 games last year and 65 games this season, as he is now appearing in his 155th straight game for the Grizzlies if you count last season's playoffs. Brandon Cutler's also in there. Cutler's got a goal in back-to-back games since coming back as he was released from a PTO from the AHL's Colorado Eagles. Cutler has 12 goals and 11 assists in 24 games. The other forwards we're expected to see include Keaton Jamison, who was the number 1 star on Wednesday night with 2 goals and 1 assist. Dylan Fitz had 3 assists on Wednesday night. He'll be wearing number 13. Cameron Wright leads the Grizzlies with 51 points this season. Wright, the first-year pro at the University of Denver. Before that, played at Bowling Green State. Jared Power has 1 goal and 5 assists in 11 games. He'll be wearing number 20. Christian Simeone is back in the lineup after missing Wednesday night. Simeone has 2 goals and 3 assists in 45 games. Vladislav Mikalchuk will be in there for the 42nd time this season. He's got 5 goals and 8 assists. The Rooster, Jordan Martell, will be in there. He might be Guy Karenza's pick for the Optum, first goal of the game, if I remember right. 12 goals and 23 assists in 50 games. So starting forwards are Fizer, Penner, and Cutler. But we will also see Jamison, Fitz, Wright, along with Power, Simeone, Mikalchuk, and Jordan Martell. And it wouldn't surprise me if Kyle Pouncey goes back and forth and plays a couple shifts as a forward. Scratches for the Grizzlies tonight. Johnny Walker is out, and he's probably out for the season with an upper body injury, but not head-related. Same is the case for Zach Sekos. Dakota Raby is out of the lineup with an upper body injury. Cam Strong's got a lower body injury, and he's probably out for the rest of the season. And Victor Bartley is out for the Grizzlies once again this evening, as Utah's wearing the black jerseys with white numbers and professional green trim. Wichita wearing a white jersey with blue numbers, blue lettering in the back, kind of a Tampa Bay Lightning color scheme that the Thunder have. They're led by Bruce Ramsey, who's in his 4th season behind the bench, and the Grizzlies are led by Ryan Knaswich, who's in his 2nd season leading the Grizzlies. Grisby's out at center ice, and a good Friday night crowd has filed in here. And when we come back in 2 minutes, we'll have face-off here at Maverick Center. It's the Grizzlies and the Thunder. Utah Grizzlies hockey's coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line tonight as the Utah Grizzlies take on the Wichita Thunder in the second of a three-game series. Wichita is tied for second place in the Mountain Division with Kansas City as both teams have 66 standings points. Allen is in fourth place with 64 points as they won last night 4-1 against Rapid City. And for the Grizzlies, it's a big one here as a Grizzlies victory and an Allen loss at Rapid City means the Grizzlies regain fourth place in the Mountain Division. Starting tonight, there are 8 games left in the regular season. It's game 65 of 72 for the Grizzlies, and for Wichita, it's game 66 of 72. They're dropping the ceremonial first puck as Grizzlies wearing the black jerseys tonight. Wichita is in white. Utah tied a team record with 6 second-period goals on Wednesday night. Utah scored 6 goals in a period on November 13th of 1995 when they faced the Chicago Wolves. Now, Utah did win the Turner Cup that season. Who knows? Maybe the Grizzlies can go on a playoff run here, as after all, last year, the Grizzlies won the division and reached the Western Conference Finals where they lost to the Toledo Walleye in 5 games. In net for the Grizzlies is Lucas Parikh, former third-round pick of the LA Kings back in 2019. He is 6'4" and 195 pounds, and he's due for a big outing here against this Wichita Thunder team. They were led by Roman Bazran in net. Bazran had started 9 straight games, but it was Justin Kappelmaster on Wednesday night. Kappelmaster stopped 42 of 50. Referee for the second straight game is Tyler Haskell, one of the best referees in the league. The linesmen are Colin Kleinendorf and Craig Peterson. Haskell's at center ice. Taking the draw is Tyler Penner against Quinn Preston. Draw won by the Grizzlies and Penner as it goes back to Corey Thomas. Good to see him back after missing about a month and a half as it's a second game back. Now Wichita takes it away. Quinn Preston gets tripped up and Corey Thomas touches up the puck. And we get our first penalty 12 seconds into the game as tripping is going to be the call. And Bryson Martin immediately goes to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. 2 minutes for tripping, and Wichita goes on the power play. They were 3 for 6 on the man advantage on Wednesday night. Watch out for Jay Dickman out in front. He's been outstanding on Wichita's power plays, and he's certainly a presence at 6'6" and 229 pounds. Cole McDonald has 33 power play points this season, 7 goals and 26 assists on the man advantage, and Quinn Preston has 14 power play goals this year. Draw won by the Thunder as Mikkel Stenell left point. Feeds it to the high slot for McDonald. Now back to Stenell. He'll skate towards the left circle. He'll stop as he's being shadowed by Jamison. Now up top for McDonald, who glides to the right side. One-timer goes wide. That was off the stick of Braden Watts, who's got 23 goals in 43 games. The puck glides along the far boards and goes deep into the Thunder zone as Wichita skating from left to right as we see it from high top section 114. In your mind's eye, see it on YouTube. Grizzlies skating from right to left. Yeah, I know what YouTube's normally known for, but we'll try to paint a picture for you. Blue line to blue line pass connects. Now drop it off for Preston. Now left wing, shot goes wide. That was taken by Stenell. Now Watson, the right point, keeps it in. Left wing pass to McDonald. He gets taken away. Cameron Wright skates to the right side, gets around McDonald. Right backhand shot, saved by Bazran. What a stop by the Wichita goaltender as Wright was trying to score shorthanded. 1 minute in, still no score. Wichita is 50 seconds into their first power play of the game as Grizzlies will clear it out. Corey Thomas had a good first minute of play as he'll stay on the ice as Cameron Wright will exit. Aaron Tho's out there, so is Terran Pfizer. As Wichita moves out to center ice, pass picked up by Pfizer, gets to Brandon Cutler as 2 Grizzlies collide, and Tho and Pfizer at the Utah blue line. Corey Thomas gets it across to Pfizer, make that Tho. Tho moves it ahead. Grizzlies shorthanded, so he just clears it out. Baz ran behind his net. Will feed it away as Wichita moves ahead to center ice. They made a line change as McKay will get it to Peter Bates, number 12. Bates dumps it to the near corner. Gathered by Aaron Tho, trying to clear it out. McKay keeps it in. McKay right wing shot. And saved by Parikh as the rebound goes out to the far side. Aaron Tho to the far side, kicks it back towards the point. as Brett Boeing, number 36, will keep it in and spin it along the boards. Gavin Gould, the former Wichita Thunder skater, will move it out to the point. Pfizer gets hit by McKay, but Pfizer clears it out. 10 seconds left in the Grizzlies penalty kill. As skating down the middle is Cole Larkin. Larkin in his first professional game moves it to the right side for Pineo. He'll take a right wing shot and it goes wide. Bryson Martin out of the penalty box. The puck is at center ice. It's a Utah disaster cleanup. Successful penalty kill as McKay ahead to Gould. Gould gains the line, gets to Pineo, who scored his first pro goal on Wednesday night, the former Niagara University product. Puck goes back to the left point, Wichita with a shot that's blocked. It goes to center ice, taken by the Rooster. Martel skates towards the left circle, take a righty shot, and it's blocked by Boeing. As the Rooster gets up top for sure, takes a lefty shot. Gets saved by Bazran. Now McDonald, right side shot. That's blocked by Gould. Jared Power in the right corner. Skates towards the point. He'll drop it back to the corner that he vacated as Tyler Penner will spin it along the boards. McDonald doesn't go after it as he hangs out in the point. Wichita gets to Gavin Gould along the near wing board, so bounces it past Shearer. Now the Thunder will cross center ice with the puck as they skate from left to right. Wichita gains the line, and they get it over to Jason Pineo, number 34. He was active on Wednesday. He's been active here in the first 3 minutes. As the Thunder throw it back to the corner, it goes past number 8, Ben Allison. Allison also in his pro debut, as is Cole Larkin. Both guys play for the same junior team. As McDonald behind his net, outlet pass to Cameron Wright, who gets at the Wichita blue line. Left wing shot saved by Bazran. Wright was trying to get the rebound, and cutting in front of him is Xavier Pouliot. As Cameron Wright in the right point, rolls it around for Fitz behind the net. Fitz gets it taken away by Quinn Preston, who rolls it back to the far corner. Now it goes back to Fitz behind the net. Fitz gets out in front for Tho. He's in the high slot, take a lefty shot, and it's blocked. Tho trying to get it back and went between his legs. As Mark Lewinsky moves it ahead, it goes to Braden Watts, right side. Watts tries to center it to Lewinsky, who swings and misses from the slot. Another penalty is going to be called on the Grizzlies. As Jacob Semick to the side of the net plays the puck, and we get a whistle. And it looks like Cameron Wright's going to the box as the referee saw Cameron Wright challenging Mark Lewinsky. He was cutting towards the net looking for a scoring chance. Lewinsky swung and missed. The puck lifted about chest high. But Cameron Wright's going to get 2 minutes for cross-checking. 16:11 is left in the first. And it's going to be Wichita's second power play here so far tonight. Preston will take the draw against Keaton Jamison. As Cameron Wright gets 2 minutes for slashing. 16:11 left in the first. Grizzlies have taken 3 shots. Wichita's yet to take one. As the draw won by the Thunder, Cole McDonald skates towards his left. He's in the high slot over to Watts. He feeds it across. It bounced off Stenell, trying to get it to Dickman out in front, and it goes past him onto the near boards. Grizzlies get physical. Good hit by Jamison on Watts. As McDonald around the boards for Dickman, who's behind the net. Dickman to the near corner, gets up top for McDonald. Right side, lefty shot. Glove saved by Parikh. And Lucas holds on. 15:50 left in the first. Breaks one of those guys. He'll battle in front of the net, too. And Jay Dickman was in the area. And Dickman's a big-time presence out in front at 6'6" and 229 pounds. But this 5-man power play unit is really strong for Wichita. They got a really good quarterback up top when Cole McDonald. And they've got guys who can just shoot. And Quinn Preston and Braden Watts. Dickman out in front of the net. Stenell certainly is skilled at more than a point a game this season. It's a pretty good top line that the Thunder have here so far. As the draw, won by Wichita. Cole McDonald, right side, gets to Watts. He's in the right circle, takes a shot. Saved by Parikh. Grizzlies tapping off the near glass. Stays in plays. McDonald, right point. Throws to the corner for Dickman, who fumbles the puck around. Sure in the area, but Dickman keeps it. He'll get it to Watts. He's on the right side near the boards. Challenged by Cutler. Now to McDonald, who gets to the left side for Stenell. Back to Watts, and it bounced off his stick and goes to the corner. Cutler in the area. Dickman takes it over. He'll feed it up top for McDonald. Now to the left side for Stenell. Take a lefty shot. Saved by Parikh. 1:10 left in Wichita's second power play of the game. We're still scoreless. Braden Watts throws it to the near goal line for Dickman, who surveys. Now he gets it back towards Preston. As it feeds back to the corner, Dickman glides it up top for Watts. Now across to Stenell. Take a lefty shot that goes wide. Preston out in front, near side, goal line. Fires a shot, and it bounced off a Grizzly stick and Brandon Cutler and flies out of play off the protective netting. 15:05 left in the first. Still no score. Wichita's taken 4 shots here on this power play on Lucas Parikh. Both teams make a line change here early on. Big game in the Mountain Division standings as Kansas City is at Idaho today. And obviously with the Steelheads just about breaking league records for outstanding play in the regular season. That's going to be a tough one for the Mavericks. Draw's going to be in the far circle. Keaton Jamison will take it against Brett Boeing. Boeing 5 goals and 12 assists in 52 games, 5'8", and 187 pounds. Wichita wins the draw. Jamison challenges Chris McKay. He'll glide to his right now to the right circle for Gavin Gould. Gould's got 9 points in 12 games with Wichita. And he'll feed it to the corner for Bates. Now up top for Larkin, who glides it across. McKay one-timer, and it's blocked by Tho. As Gould over in the far corner skates back towards the point. Gould will drop it off for McKay, who skates over to the corner. McKay throws it from one corner to the other, and it goes back towards Gould, who gets hit by Jamison. Now taking the puck, Bates will feed it to the left side. McKay one-timer, saved by Parikh. As McKay had a couple one-time attempts and just didn't get much on it. As the draw is going to be taken in the Grizzlies zone. As Utah having a tough time clearing it out. Chris McKay gets a new stick as he thought his broke. As looks like he's going to skate towards the bench. As he's going to get a stick and he'll skate towards the Grizzlies zone. We're still early on, so grab some chips and dip and maybe a beverage of your choice and enjoy a little bit of Friday with us. The middle game of the 3-game series. Don't forget both teams will be here at Maverick Center tomorrow night for the series finale. Face-off for that one will be at 7:10. Grizzlies are at Wichita wins the draw. Gavin Gould to the right side being challenged by Penner. He'll get up top for Larkin. Cole's his first name making his pro debut. Larkin over to Gould on the right side. Gould surveys, fires a lefty shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound goes towards the end boards as Peter Bates glides it towards Gould. Power play about over. Larkin gets to the far side for McKay. Cameron Wright's out of the box as McKay fires the left wing shot that goes wide. It's the second successful Utah disaster cleanup penalty kill of this first period. As Shearer to the near goal line, glides it across. It goes to the right point. Cole Larkin takes a righty shot and it's blocked by Shearer in the slot. As Connor McDonald gets the puck, he skates around Shearer. Now he gets to the far side for Penner. Penner glides it ahead to Cameron Wright. Pass goes tape to tape as Wright fumbles it a little bit. The Wichita blue line. Right wing pass to Fitz. Will take a right wing shot. And it bounces off of Bazran and goes out of play with 13:43 left in the first. Time out on the ice. We'll take one as well. 2 successful Utah disaster cleanup penalty kills for the Grizzlies as Wichita has outshot Utah 7-3. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
13 minutes, 43 seconds left in the first period. No score. Wichita's already had 2 power plays. They had 7 shots during their power plays, but have yet to come get one past Lucas Parikh. Grizzlies have taken 3 shots. In fact, the Grizzlies took the first 3 shots of the game. Wichita's answer was 7 unanswered. As Grizzlies in the offensive zone win the draw as Dylan Fitz, right wing, trying to get it across to Cameron Wright in the crease. Goes past him. Now Wright goes to the near side. He gets corralled by Wichita's Dylan Fitz, trying to move it up top for Corey Thomas. And Wichita lifts over the head of Thomas. Thomas gets at the Utah blue line over to Bryson Martin. Back to Thomas in the near side, who glides it ahead to Cameron Wright, who moves it across as he bounces off of Lewiski. Lewiski delivers a hit on Cameron Wright. Lewiski, a physical player, as he'll skate towards center ice. As taking the puck is Jason Pineo as he gets back checked by Cameron Wright. Now the puck goes to Dominic Dockery, number 44. Dockery, near wing pass to Ben Allison in his pro debut, wearing number 8. Allison's father used to play for the Wichita Thunder. As at center ice, Cameron Wright he skates down the middle. As he'll feed it to the right side for the Rooster. He'll take a righty shot, and it got blocked by Dockery. It took his time and space away. As Cameron Wright gets to the high slot for Tho. He'll take a one-timer, and it's blocked by Lewiski. Lewiski hurt on that one as he keeps his feet as he pushes Martell in the back in the right point. As Aaron Tho in the far corner being shadowed by Connor Walters. Now it goes to the right point. Martell with a shot saved by Bazran. He holds on as Martell took the shot from the right point, and Bazran made a routine save. 12:35 left in the first, still no score. Grizzlies after tonight will have one more against Wichita tomorrow. Next week, the Grizzlies are going to be at Idaho Central Arena for the final 2 road games of the season. Wednesday and Friday night. 7:10 face-off coverage will begin at 6:50. And then the last 4 games of the regular season will be at Maverick Center. April 8th against Idaho, and then 3 straight against Tulsa. Off the draw, Brandon Cutler with a right wing shot that goes high. As Cutler over towards the near boards, but it goes to center ice as Shearer gets it across to McDonald at the Utah blue line. He'll glide it ahead to Pfizer. Pfizer skates towards his left. Now he enters the zone. Skates towards the right circle. Take a shot. And it goes over Bazran's head and rolls along the near wing boards as Connor McDonald, the Grizzlies captain, chases after it. He'll glide it from one corner to the other as it's taken by Penner, who spins it to Pfizer. Wichita cuts in front of Pfizer and throws it back to the near corner. As Wichita missed McDonald on a hit. As it goes back to Cutler. He gets it across to Pfizer. Those guys were teammates in Victoria in the WHL. Pfizer gains the blue line, drops off for Penner. Penner over to Pfizer out in front, but he goes wide. Good look there as Wichita crosses center ice. A couple near misses by the Grizzlies. Skating down the middle, Stenell. He loses the puck as it goes to neutral ice. As Pfizer with a fancy move throws it back to Shearer. Now to Connor McDonald on the far side. Now back to Shearer about 10 feet in front of Lucas Preek. As Preek communicates with Shearer as Shearer glides behind the Utah netminder. Now he gets to the far side for McDonald, who will bouncing off the skates of Jamison. He'll skate towards the near boards to get it. Deep in the Grizzly zone. Jamison moves ahead off the far boards to McDonald. Captain gets it at center ice. I look for a left wing pass to Power. Bounced off a Wichita stick. Rolls back to the captain. McDonald trying to hit Power with the pass, and it's picked up by Brett Boeing. Now it goes to Patrick Bates, right side. He skates towards the corner. Bates surveys as McDonald chasing after him. Bates now on the right point as he can't break free of McDonald. Now Bates on the right side, fires towards the net. He gets blocked by Gould. Gould tries to get around Corey Thomas, but loses the puck. Now right side, Bates, right circle shot, saved by Preek. Lucas holds on, 10:57 left in the first. As Wichita's taken 8 shots here in the first period, the Grizzlies have taken 5. Good Friday night crowd filed in here as both teams make a line change. The initials, or the first initial and last name of both captains is C. McDonald. Although McDonald is spelled differently. Cole McDonald of Wichita is M-A-C, capital D-O-N-A-L-D. Cole McDonald's been one of the best defensemen in the league, and Connor McDonald for the Grizzlies has really had a solid year. Connor leads the Grizzlies with a +8 rating. Off the draw, lefty shot, saved by Preek in the butterfly position. That was taken by Ben Allison in his pro debut. He's 6'2" and 187 pounds. Cameron Wright gets it, skates towards the right circle. Righty shot, saved by Bazran. And he holds on. Roman Bazran was signed by Wichita in late February. He made his pro debut against the Grizzlies on March 7th. And despite losing the game, Bazran played well. And looks like Bazran's played well ever since. Bazran earlier this season played at Brock University, where he had a record of 5-2 with a .917 save percentage. Draws in the far circle of Wichita's zone. It's won by the Grizzlies. Martell gets tripped up, and the referee spotted it. Delayed penalty as Fitz tries to feed it out in front. It's taken away by Jay Dickman. And Utah's going to be on the power play for the first time tonight, as tripping's going to be the call. And going to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell, his first professional penalty. Ben Allison will serve 2 minutes. Have you or someone you know been charged with a DUI? Rogers and Russell is Utah's DUI defense firm. Consequences for driving under the influence in Utah are serious, and you need great attorneys on your first line. Look for a letter in the mail from Rogers and Russell inviting you to schedule a free consultation. Don't throw away or disregard this letter. Calling it Utah's #1 DUI defense team. Rogers and Russell. Grizzlies win the face-off. Still no score. 10.5 minutes left in the first period. Over in the near corner after Utah won the face-off, Taryn Pfizer skates over to the point as he's being shadowed by Jay Dickman. Now to the corner, Jamison, who's the #1 star on Wednesday night. Over to Pfizer, back to Tho, back to Pfizer. Pfizer over to Jamison at the near goal line. He dances around. Jamison now around the net, being shadowed by Connor Walters. Jamison, I tried to center it, and Bazran picked it off in the crease, and the whistle blows with 10:12 left in the first. 1:35 left in Utah's first power play of the game. Make sure to go to the Grizzlies team store, located in the Grand Lobby. I got to go to the team store and get some Grizzlies gear. Got to get something for the spring, even though spring just, unfortunately, just hasn't shown up here yet. There wasn't a single day in the month of March where I looked outside and went, you say, a great day to golf. Hopefully April will be a little bit different. As Wichita wins the faceoff, they throw it to the near side. Grizzlies battle, but it's taken by Chris McKay. Will bounce it off a Thunder skater and Brett Boeing. Though tries to keep the line in the left point, but the puck goes back to center. Now Boeing will clear it into the Grizzlies zone where Brandon Cutler gets it. He'll skate towards his right at neutral ice. Now Cutler will back it out into the Grizzlies zone. He'll glide it to the far side for Pfizer across the center ice. Now back to Cutler in the near corner. As Cutler over the point, over to Tho. Back to Jamison, high slot, righty shot, and it gets blocked out in front of Bazran. Cutler will have a ricochet off of Quinn Preston, who gets the puck. Preston gains center ice, 1-on-3. He'll skate towards the near side. Now Preston will dump it in as the Thunder make a full line change. 50 seconds left in Utah's power play as Taryn Pfizer gathers it. Grizzlies 18% on the power play this season. Wichita's penalty kill is 84%. As Cutler skates down the middle, gains the blue line, skates towards the near corner. As he'll feed it up top for Bryson Martin, who will glide it across to Fitz. Fitz with a right wing shot. Saved by Bazrang. Rebound goes to Connor Walters, who clears it out as he bounces it off of Bryson Martin at the Wichita line. Now Thunder have a breakaway. Jason Pineo skates in back in. Shot, he scores. And the Thunder get on the board first as Jason Pineo scored shorthanded. As puck just ended up getting behind Bryson Martin, and Pineo displaying good speed. And Ryan Kanaswich doesn't look like a happy coach as the Thunder have drawn first blood this evening. It's Wichita 1, Utah nothing with 9:01 left in the first period. As the Thunder try to clear it out, it bounced off of Bryson Martin, and Jason Pineo just got around Bryson Martin displaying good speed, and he went down low on Preek with a nice backhand move. And so the Thunder have scored first this evening. Grizzlies are still on the power play for the next 24 seconds. As Preston will take the draw against Penner at center ice. Face-off won by Preston. As Wichita scored by Pineo, his second as a pro. He now has a goal in back-to-back games. Connor Walters, his 12th assist. As Wichita from neutral ice dumps it deep in the Grizzlies zone. 10 seconds left in the Grizzlies power play as Connor McDonald skates down the middle. Now he gets the neutral ice, so glide it to the left side for sure. He throws it back to McDonald, who has to chase it down in the Grizzlies zone. Preek slams a stick on the ice as coming out of the box is Ben Allison. Allison will skate towards the bench. We'll talk about him later on as he signed along with Cole Larkin. Both guys are making their professional debuts. Left circle, shot saved by Preek. That shot was taken by Mikkel Stenell. It looks like his favorite place in the left circle. 8:25 left in the first. It's Wichita 1, Utah nothing. As Pineo scored shorthanded 10:59 into the contest with Connor Walters getting the assist. That's the 12th shorthanded goal allowed by the Grizzlies this season. Preston will take the draw against Keaton Jamison. Wichita's record's pretty good when scoring first this season. They are 19-6-3 when drawing first blood. Off the draw, high slot, lefty shot, saved by Preek. That's taken by Braden Watts. He missed a couple months' worth of action, and he returned to the lineup 4 games ago for the Thunder, with this being the 4th game. Preston will take the draw. He's got 23 goals this season. He's been one of Wichita's most impressive scorers on the campaign. Jamison will take the draw, and Keaton wins the faceoff. Jamison's been a great blue-collar addition to the Grizzlies this season. As McCallchuk over to Simeone, who's back after missing Wednesday night. A ricochet off the near boards. Jamison center ice dumps it in as McCallchuk wearing number 25. Big-time collision along the end boards as McCallchuk kept his feet somehow. Now Thomas delivers a hit on Gavin Gould as the puck glides deep in the Grizzlies zone. Simeone in the near corner, stops. Gets over to Kyle Pouncey. The former Wichita Thunder skater will move it ahead to Jamison, who crosses center ice along the near boards. He gets hit by Preston. McCallchuk dumps it in from just outside the blue line. Big-time hitting starting as now Simeone delivers a shot. Simeone along the far board. Skates over there along with Jamison. Quinn Preston trying to hack it away. Bounced off of Preston's skate. Rolls to the point for Pouncey. Now Simeone, the Merrimack product, second-year pro. He doesn't look like he's 100%, though, as Preston hits Simeone along the boards. McCallchuk behind the net. He's in a one-on-one battle with Pouliot. Puck lines back towards the far side that Simeone vacated. As Grizzlies, Jamison gets pushed in the corner. That's going to be a penalty. As now McCallchuk gets hit. Boy, play really getting physical this shift. Now McCallchuk throws up top. Brandon Cutler gets the puck. And another hit was delivered as McCallchuk went down. Play going nuts here as the physical play just got ramped up times 60. As Cutler gains center ice, loses the puck. It's touched up by Cole Larkin. So it looks like the Grizzlies are going to be on the power play for the second time as holding's the call. Who's going to the box with 7:01 left in the first. Wichita leads 1-0 as they scored shorthanded. Thunder have outshot the Grizzlies 12-7. After Utah took the first 7 shots, Wichita's answered with 12 unanswered. As big hit delivered by Quinn Preston as he pushed Cameron Wright along the boards. And then Michalchuk got hit, and it seemed like that hit that Preston delivered that was called the penalty, 2 minutes for holding. After that, there's about 30 seconds worth of ultra physical hockey. Draw goes into the far corner. Grizzlies get it. Keaton Jamison to the far side, gets around McKay. Jamison out in front. Bazran gets a stick in the way of Jamison as the Grizzlies lose the puck. It goes to the far corner as Pineo battles with Cutler. Puck glides from one corner to the other as Taryn Fizer races to the near side. He gets blasted by Chris McKay as Utah gets up top to Aaron Tho. Left point, Tho feeds it across to Cutler. One-timer saved by Bazran. Rebound goes back to Cutler, who glides to Tho on the right point. Tho gets around Jay Dickman. Now back to Cutler. Cutler skates towards his left near the blue line. Now to Fizer. Left wing. One-timer goes wide. As Tho throws it back up top, he anticipated Cutler being there, but Cutler will skate back and get the puck at neutral ice. 1:15 left in Utah's power play and counting. Thunder lead 1-0. 6:10 left in the first period. As Aaron Tho throws it back to Fizer. Fizer leads the Grizzlies with 10 power play goals. Left wing pass to Wright, who gets around Watts. Wright centers the Fizer, who couldn't handle it. Wichita gets it and clears it out. Puck glides towards Lucas Preek, who skates behind his net. Tyler Penner in the area as Preek with an outlet pass to Jacob Semick. Semick, the Arizona State product. Right wing over to Fitz, who gains the blue line and spins along the boards. Penner lets it go to the point where Semick skates over there displaying good speed. He'll feed it to the corner for Penner. Now across to Shearer. Right side, just outside the circle. Lefty shot saved by Bazran. And he holds on as looks like Wichita's got a pretty good goaltender in Roman Bazran, who stopped the first 9 shots he has seen here tonight. Grisby's entertaining the crowd in the front row of Section 113, Section 114. Grisby swears he is starting his diet plan. Luckily, he's got a little bit of a shirt that, black's usually a slimming figure on everybody. As puck was moved around pretty well and sure had a good look from the right side. Grizzlies win the draw. They're still on the man advantage for 30 seconds. As Fitz up top for Shearer on the right side. He'll glide it to the high slot for Semick. Now to the left for the Rooster. Martell over to Semick. He gets near the blue line, takes a shot, and is blocked by Brett Boeing. Boeing gets the puck at center ice, left wing. One-on-one with Semick. Boeing skates towards his right. Backhand shot goes wide. As James Shearer to the far corner moves ahead. It's picked up by Dickman. He's on the far side. Dickman will glide it slowly towards the Grizzlies' net and behind it as Jacob Semick gets the puck. 5 seconds left in the power play. Right wing to Martell. Martell skates towards the corner now around Wichita's net with speed. Wichita's back at full strength as Preston will join the play. Martell glides to Semick. Right side shot saved by Bazran. Puck still in play. Backhand shot. Oh, Preston with a big-time save in front of the net. But Preston saved the day. It stays 1-0. Over in the corner, big-time battle. Simeone gets it. Simeone feeds out in front to Shearer. One-timer saved by Bazran. And he holds on. 4:39 left in the first. Roman Bazran's been a brick wall for Wichita here so far. Thunder lead 1-0. Wichita's outshot Utah 13-11. We're back in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
It's Wichita 1, Utah 0. 4:39 left in the first period. As the Thunder scored shorthanded, 10:59 in, as Jason Pineo, who scored his first professional goal in the third period on Wednesday night, he now has a goal in back-to-back games as he scored shorthanded as he went low on Lucas Preek. As the puck was in the corner, Connor Walters bounced it off of Martin, and then Pineo, displaying good speed, got around Bryson Martin, essentially had a breakaway, but although he had to be pretty quick with his move as Martin was chasing after him. And so, it was just one of those where it just seemed like Pineo did a good job anticipating where the puck was going to be and got there. He scored 10:59 in. Walters with the assist. Both teams are 0 for 2 on the power play. 13 shots for Wichita. Mikhail Stenell leads the way with 3. James Shearer leads the Grizzlies with 3 shots. As Shearer had a pretty good look out in front. And it looked like Quinn Preston. Fitz was over to the right side, and Preston just put himself in front of the net as Bazran was out of position and made a great save. Grizzlies win the draw. Jared Powers shot And it goes wide as the Grizzlies in the offensive zone. They won the face-off as Power throws it over to Simeone as he kicks it back towards Power. Corey Thomas in there as Power gets blasted by number 6, Zach Hoffman. Simeone, as a Thunder player, loses his helmet. Simeone behind the net, skates in, backhand shot, saved by Bazran. As puck now behind Wichita's net, a helmet's laying over there. Michalchuk centers to Simeone, shot, saved by Bazran. Now right side shot, saved by Bazran again. Boy, what do the Grizzlies need to do to get a goal around here? As good shift by Power, Thomas, McDonald, Simeone, and Michalchuk. They did everything but put the puck in the back of the net with 3 good chances. They're on that shift with 4:08 left in the first. Utah now leads the shot count 14-13. During the first intermission, we'll talk with Guy Karenza and get his thoughts on things. We'll give you some scores from around the Mountain Division as well, as it involves the playoff picture. Draws on the far side, and it's won by Cameron Wright and the Grizzlies. Wright took the face-off as he spins along the boards for Semick in the left point. He'll glide it back to Wright. He lets it go past him, and it feeds back to the far corner as Aaron Tho gets held up by Chris McKay. As play getting physical here in the first period as Cameron Wright to the left side skates towards his right. Now gets it to Tho. He'll take a right wing shot, and it goes wide. As Fitz back towards Martell. As Grizzlies skate from right to left during the period. Martell over to Tho. One-timer, he scores! Aaron Tho gets his 6th of the year, and we're tied at 1 as that was a blast from the high slot as Aaron Tho is the Optum first goal of the game scorer. Tho gets his 3rd goal against Wichita this season as he high-fives everybody on the Utah bench. Just felt like with as much pressure as the Grizzlies were putting on the Thunder, that the first goal was just going to come any second now, and it was Aaron Tho as he got a pass from the Rooster as Jordan Martell is going to get his 24th assist of the season. So Aaron Tho really has stepped up for the Grizzlies. In fact, over his last 20 games, Tho is a plus 14. Tho with the goal, Martell and Dylan Fitz with the assists. Fitz had 3 assists on Wednesday night, and he gets his 19th assist of the campaign. Thunder win the draw. They skate from left to right here in the first period. As now at center ice, Penner throws it across. Cutler couldn't reach it. This goes deep in the Wichita zone. As the Thunder, Cutler tries to get back to the right circle. Now Penner reaches out in front, couldn't reach it. As Pfizer nudges down Brett Boeing, it's going to be a penalty. Delayed penalty, it's going to be on Wichita. As Dominic Dockery will get it out to center ice for Gavin Gould. As we're tied at 1, Gould gains the offensive line, right side, glides it across. Penner touches up. And looks like Taryn Pfizer's going to the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking. 3:08 left in the first period. Pfizer can't believe the call, but the Thunder are back on the man advantage for the 3rd time tonight. 3:08 left in the first period. So Grizzlies won and the Thunder won. Time of Pfizer's penalty, 16:52 into the first period. So he just kind of nudged down Brett Boeing. Quinn Preston will take the draw against Keaton Jamison. Jamison's taken a lot of the big face-offs of the Grizzlies since Zach Sekos got injured on Sunday. Grizzlies win the draws. Cameron Wright crosses center ice. He gets taken away by Stenell. As Dickman gets it across, skating over to the Utah blue line to gather it's Braden Watson. He'll spin it along the boards. Preek cuts it off behind the net. He'll get it to the captain. McDonald throws to the left point, and Wichita keeps it in. McDonald over to Stenell, left circle. Now up top for McDonald. Right wing pass to Watts in the circle. Now up top for McDonald. He'll glide it to his left for Stenell. Back across to Watts. Watts up top for Preston. One-timer, and it's blocked by Jamison. Now Cameron Wright gets it and clears it out. Boy, Keaton Jamison's done everything for Utah here in this series. I think during the intermission, he's going to go up to the concourse and sell beer and popcorn as well, as he's been amazing for the Grizzlies, doing just about everything that Ryan Kanaswich has asked of him. Thunder move it ahead. Now Watts will throw it to Preston as everybody's now in the Grizzlies zone as Preston gets up top, but McDonald couldn't hold the line as it goes past him and deep into the Thunder zone. 2:10 and counting left in the first, and halfway through Wichita's 3rd power play of the game. We're tied at 1. Remember, we're tied at 2 after 1 period on Wednesday night, and then Utah scored 6 goals in the second as Utah won 8-5. Watts around the boards for Bates behind the net. Bates will skate towards the far corner. As he's being shadowed by Wright. He glides it across to Preston. Now to Watts on the right side. Watts up top for McDonald, who will feed it to his left for Stenell. Back across off the wall for Watts. Watts dancing around the right circle. He'll drop it off for Bates. Aaron Tho pushes down Watts as Preston over to Bates. He'll glide it up top for McDonald to take a lefty shot. Saved by Parikh. As Aaron Tho pushes Braden Watts out in front of the net, who was trying to redirect it. 1:30 is left in the first, 22 seconds left in the Wichita power plays. Aaron Tho having some words with Braden Watts. Boy, talk about guys who really stood out in the first period. How about Tho? Not only does he have Utah's goal, but he's paying the price out in front to win that real estate out in front of Lucas Parikh. They show the replay of Tho's goal on the video board, and it was a blast from the high slot. Just a lefty rocket. Draws give me the right circle here late in the first frame. Good Friday night crowd here in the middle game of this 3-game set. Big games here in the month of April coming up. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. Wichita wins the draw. Less than 20 seconds left in the power play. Gavin Gould, right side shot goes wide. Gould's really picked up the scoring as a member of the Thunder. As Wichita glides along the boards, taken by James Sherrill. Feed it off the near wing glass, and it flies out to center ice. Chris McKay gets it. He's at the Wichita blue line over to Cole Larkin. He'll move it ahead to Gould, who will skate towards his left. He gains center ice. Grizzlies back at full strength. It's the third successful Utah disaster cleanup penalty kill of this first period. Back behind Utah's net. Puck squirts towards Larkin. Will take a righty shot. Saved by Parikh. Puck goes back to Pfizer. Pfizer out at center ice will glide it across to Cutler. Cutler gets around Boeing. Now he gets around Peter Bates. Cutler in the offensive zone. Gets it across to Pfizer. One-timer, he scores! Taryn Pfizer scores on a one-timer from the left circle as Utah's taken a 2-1 lead. Once again, it's the Victoria Royals connection that gets Utah on the board as Brandon Cutler was on the right side, glided a pass across to Taryn Pfizer, and he scored before Roman Bazran had any clue what hit him. Pfizer gets his team leading 25th goal of the season as Grizzlies now have 10 goals here in the 4 periods against Wichita in this series. Pfizer at the goal, Cutler and Keaton Jamison with the assist. Time of goal 19:15 into the first period. And as a draw won by Wichita. Utah scored 2 unanswered after Wichita scored first tonight. Thunder gains center ice and dump it in. Parikh behind his net will glide it towards the near side. It goes past Dylan Fitz. Chasing after it's Martell. Martell gets it in the left circle. Martell holds on to it. Tried to center it to Fitz, but it bounced off of Pineo. It's Martell now around the net. He's on the far side. 25 seconds left in the period. Martell to the right circle. He gets back checked by Lewiski. Martell still with the puck. He's now behind the net. Now Martell to the near side. Gets to Cameron Wright in the left circle. Wright will skate towards the point of fire. Righty shot, and it bounces off a Thunder skater. Utah overskates it and falls down to Aaron Tho as Wichita will lift it in the air. Quinn Preston has no clue where it is. It's behind him and in the Grizzly zone as Dylan Fitz skates over there. They'll get to Corey Thomas as Lewiski misses Fitz as he was trying to light him up. Now Lewiski pushes Aaron Tho as Mark Lewiski, and now Lewiski pushes Cameron Wright. Wright glided over there hoping that Lewiski would push him and give Utah power play to start the second period. It looked like Lewiski was going to hit every Grizzly in sight. It doesn't look like any penalty is going to be called as we're going to skate 5-on-5. Now Jay Dickman and Cameron Wright exchange some words at center ice. What great action here at Maverick Center, and the Rooster with some outstanding puck handling there in the final minute of this first period. Wichita scored first, shorthanded. Then the Grizzlies responded with goals from Aaron Tho and Taryn Pfizer. As both teams head to their respective dressing rooms, Utah ended up outshooting Wichita 16-14 in the first period. When we come back, it's the Rio Tinto Kennecott intermission report, where Guy Carenza will join us and he'll quarterback things. And then we'll also talk with Kiki Crum and get her thoughts on what she saw in the first 20 minutes of play. As Utah 2 unanswered, Tyler Haskell, the referee, in a conversation with Ryan Kanasowicz, as it seemed like play got pretty physical there in the second half of this first period. It's Utah 2, Wichita 1. We're back in 2 minutes with the Rio Tinto Kennecott intermission report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
It's the Grizzlies 2 and the Thunder 1 after 20 minutes of play. This is the Rio Tinto Kennecott First Intermission Report. I'm Guy Carenza alongside Tyson Whiting. And getting the party started was Jason Pineo getting his second goal as a pro. He got his first pro goal in Wednesday night's battle. 10:59 in, he scores, assisted by Connor Walters, and that was a shorthanded goal as the Grizzlies were on the power play, so the Thunder were up 1-0. But 16-18 into the first period, Aaron Thoe responds with a bomb from the high slot, getting his sixth goal of the year from Martell and Fitz. So the Rooster continues to produce for the Grizzlies, and then late in the first period, 19-14 in, Taryn Pfizer gets his team leading 25th goal of the season, making it a 2-1 game. Assists come from Keaton Jameson and Brandon Cutler, and it was really a beautiful coast-to-coast pass from Brandon Cutler to Taryn Pfizer, and he just blasted it into the back of the net. Nothing Roman Bazran could have done. And so as we sit after 20 minutes of play, shots are 16-14 in favor of the Grizzlies. Neither team has scored on the power play. Wichita is 0 for 3. The Grizzlies are 0 for 2. But if you want to say that Wichita is leading the special teams battle, you'd be right, as they do have a shorthanded goal. Lucas Parika stopped 13 of 14. Roman Bazran has stopped 14 of 16. Face-offs are 12-11 in favor of the Grizzlies, so pretty even in the first period. 8 of Wichita's shots came on the power play. 4 of Utah's shots came on the man advantage. Hits are 10-9 in favor of the Grizzlies. Giveaways are 4-3. Utah has 3. Wichita has 4. So Tyson, pretty evenly played first period. I think Wichita knew the memo coming into this game, knew that they can't have a performance like they did on Wednesday night. And I really thought the Thunder have tightened up defensively in this game. But Roman Bazran had a pretty solid first period for Wichita.
It was outstanding. There was that stretch there, right there towards the, right before Thoe had scored, where Grizzlies took 3 shots there. It was a great shift by Simeone, Michalchuk, and Power. And somehow the puck didn't cross the goal line. And then there was one play where Quinn Preston blocked a shot in the crease as Bazran was off balance a little bit. The Wichita goaltender, even though he allowed 2 goals there late in the first period, was outstanding. And, Wichita has to have that sort of defensive effort, as they gave up 8 goals on Wednesday. And the Grizzlies have been one of the best offensive teams in the league since February 11th. For whatever reason, that was the turning point in the season, it feels like, as coming into play tonight, the Grizzlies had 82 goals in their last 20 games, and another 2 in the first period. So the Grizzlies offense has been rolling as of late. I think a lot of it has to do with the number of shots that they've been getting and the number of scoring chances. 7 scoring chances in the first period, 16 shots. They've taken at least 50 shots in each of the 3 games against Wichita. They had 58 shots on March 3rd in a 5-4 overtime win, and then 50 shots in a 5-2 win on March 5th, and then on Wednesday night, we saw the Grizzlies outshoot the Thunder 50-30. So the Grizzlies are getting their looks, they're getting their chances, and the big thing is capitalizing on your fair share of them. And even though it looks like Roman Bazran is a good goaltender, you put enough grade A chances on him, eventually you're going to find the back of the net, and they did that on 2 occasions with Thoe and Taryn Pfizer.
I agree, Tyson. That's exactly what happened. I mean, the Grizzlies did a really good job of cycling the puck down into the Thunder zone, just moving the puck across, taking shots, but also knowing when to be patient, just moving the puck along. We saw a lot of play down below the goal line, where the Grizzlies would kind of just have men spread out along both sides of the boards, an option for the guy working the puck down below the goal line, and it seemed to work well for the Grizzlies. They were able to cycle the puck around. We saw them move the puck up to the point for a bomb from Aaron Tho, and he just puts it in the back of the net. And then a great pass by Brandon Cutler just goes across to Taryn Pfizer. So the Grizzlies moving the puck very well, something that I think that they didn't do in the Cincinnati series. And as this series against Wichita has progressed, it seems like the Grizzlies are moving the puck a lot more, and they're playing with a lot more confidence.
Yeah, the Victoria Royals connection once again. We saw them combine on a goal on Wednesday. And once again, it was Pfizer to Cutler in the second period on Wednesday night, and tonight it's Cutler to Pfizer. I don't think you can underestimate the importance of getting Brandon Cutler back this past Sunday for the third game of the Cincinnati Scores. He scored a goal on Sunday. I think it was a power play goal, and then scoring Wednesday and here tonight with a great pass cross ice from one circle to the other for Taryn Pfizer. And really the only question is whether that pass was going to get through, and it did. And once he did, Bazran was off balance, and Pfizer essentially had an open net and didn't miss.
Yeah, there was really nothing Roman Bazran could have done to save that bomb of a shot from Taryn Pfizer. It was just a whistler right into the back of the net. But you talk about Brandon Cutler, and this guy, he's a special player. I really think from year one to year two, he's made impressive strides in all aspects of his game. And I thought in the win against Wichita on Wednesday, he really did a good job of picking his head up and understanding where players were on the ice and moving the puck very well, also taking shots. He's done it again here in this game, finding his Victoria Royal teammate, Taryn Pfizer. So Brandon Cutler, that's a point in every single game back from his call-up with the Colorado Eagles. So he's been playing well, and the Grizzlies really need that in a time where they're a bit hampered by injuries here. So it's good to have Cutler back in the lineup, and he's certainly proven that he's an offensive force.
For the Grizzlies, it's not a must win, but it certainly would help, as right now they're in fifth place in the Mountain Division. Some other scores from around the league. Looks like through one period, Allen leads Rapid City 1-0. Hard to say who you're rooting for in that game. Do you want Rapid City to win and get 63 standings points, or do you want Allen to win and to get 66 points and at the very least be tied with Wichita and Kansas City for second? Hard to say who you're rooting for in that game. But Allen does lead 1-0 after one period. Let's guess who got the goal there. Stephon Fournier, the former Wichita Thunder. He got with Allen's goal 2:19 into the first period. You were guessing either Hank Crone or Jack Combs or maybe Liam Finley or Colton Hargrove.
I was going to say Crone. But Fournier, he's been good since he got picked up in that trade from the Thunder. You think about the guy, Gavin Gould, that went the other way. He's been impressive for Wichita. So really one of those 1-1 trades that works out well for both teams.
Idaho leads Kansas City 1-0 after one period. Ty Pelton-Weiss got his 18th of the year, 17:45 in. Owen Hedrick and Matt Register with the assist. It was a power play goal. Kansas City outshot Idaho 10-6 in the first period, but the Steelheads that lead Kansas City 1-0. The other game in the Mountain Division, but by the way, Cincinnati's got a standing point in 21 straight games. Well, there's 5 minutes left in the third period. How about this? South Carolina leads Cincinnati 9-0. 9-0 is the score. Did you see earlier today, Dejan Mingo, one of Cincinnati's better defensemen, he was released by the Cyclones. 9-0. So Cincinnati's 21-game streak of a standing point looks like it's going to come to an end. And guess what? It's now 10-0.
Holy.
How about that? You've got a standing point in 21 straight games. Then you lose to end that streak 10-0. There's still 5 minutes left in the third period. It's South Carolina 10, Cincinnati nothing. That's amazing.
That's
the
a
way
bit
to
of
end
a
a
barn
streak.
burner.
How about this for an upset? What's going on tonight? Iowa, the last place team in the Central Division. Iowa defeats Toledo in Toledo 3-1. That's crazy. Iowa has a .375 winning percentage this season. Toledo has a .700 winning percentage. In fact, Toledo has, a standing point like 21 of 22 games or something like that. Iowa on the road defeats Toledo. I don't know what's going on in the Central Division, but it may need to go home. It's drunk tonight. Not only is Cincinnati losing 10-0, but Toledo, of all teams, loses at home to Iowa. Crazy night in the league. In overtime, Maine defeats Tulsa 4-3. Let's see if there's any other crazy scores. Newfoundland, first place in the North Division. They get shut out by Norfolk.
Oh, my.
4-0. Norfolk shuts out Newfoundland 4-0. This is a crazy, crazy night in the league. So expect the unexpected here in the league best known as the Jungle. And we got a good one here at Maverick Center, Utah 2. Wichita won. You've been calling the first period there over with the mixer. How are things going for you?
I thought things went pretty well in the first period. I liked the flow throughout that first period. Both teams exchanging a few chances, and then Grizzlies goals were obviously very fun to call. But I like the pacing of this game. I think it's been fun so far.
Nice green tie. That kind of match. That's professional green, I think.
There we go.
That is a professional
this is
green
Grizzlies
tie.
green. I said that on St. Patrick's Day.
Now, if you mix in a little bit of white lettering or something, white outline, you could have, or white numbers in the back. You could have the black jersey with white numbers and professional green trim. You're just missing a little bit of white mixed in there.
You know, I'm wearing a black shirt, black pants, green tie. I do not have any white on me, but you know what does? The merch in the Grizzlies team store. So I think that you watching and everybody here in the Maverick Center that can hear us in the bathrooms should go down to the Grizzlies team store and pick up some merch.
Absolutely. I think I'm going to do that too. I mean, I need somebody to go down to the team store and get something from me, for me. Because I can't go down there myself, but yeah, I could certainly use something from the team store. I think some sort of pullover, something there for a spring day, because I get it. Spring hasn't shown up yet. I got a feeling it will here soon.
It may never.
It's one of those things for kind of a spring or fall type of day. Temperature about 45 degrees. You get some sort of combination of the jacket, pullover type thing. Would be pretty good.
I mean, I've seen them in there. They've got some very nice things in the team store.
I might have to go there. I have to go there tomorrow before the game and head out to the team store and get a pullover. I will talk to you second intermission.
All right, thank you, Tyson.
That's Guy Krenzo. When we come back, we'll talk with Kiki Crum and get her thoughts on what she saw in this first period as we're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Kiki Crum. A crazy night in the league where Cincinnati is losing 10-0 at home to South Carolina. Norfolk shuts out Newfoundland 4-0. And Iowa gets a road victory against Toledo of all teams. So it looks like anything can happen here in the league that they call the jungle. And here it looked like we had an interesting first period. The last 7 minutes looked like it got awfully physical, but what did you see from the first 20 minutes?
I'm hoping that we have a little Freaky Friday like all the other teams, and like a second period like we did on Wednesday, like our Wacky Wednesday, I think we didn't give up offensively in the first period, and I think that if we just keep moving our weight around and playing gritty defense in the second, that I think we'll, get rewarded.
I know the Grizzlies are without 4 forwards: Cam Strong, Dakota Raby, Cameron, Johnny Walker, and Zach Sekos. Cameron Wright's going to have to come up big, but the one person you notice both Wednesday and tonight, Keaton Jameson's just been unbelievable.
Yeah, Keaton Jameson Tyson moves so well, and he's able to get so many shots through. And I think that, the puck always finds him, and he
does what he does.
Yeah, does what it does.
Should be a lot of fun here in the second period. What are you expecting from Lucas Preek in the second? Looked like he had a pretty good first.
Yeah, he makes some big saves when needed, and so I'm hoping through the second and the third that he can keep his cool and remain confident in the net, and
We'll talk to you second intermission.
Thank you, Tyson.
That's PQ. When we come back in 1 minute, we'll have second period action as Utah leads 2-1 as they got goals from Aaron Tho and Taryn Pfizer. It's the Grizzlies 2 and the Thunder 1. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Maverick Center. We're about set to start second period action. Wichita scored first, 10:59 in as Jason Pineo scored his second pro goal. He scored his first pro goal in the third period on Wednesday night. He scored shorthanded. Connor Walters with the assist. Utah got on the board 16-18 into the first as Aaron Tho on a one-timer from the high slot got a pass. Roman Bazran, Martell, and Fitz with the assist. So the Rooster has been outstanding, continues his hot streak as he's got 24 assists this season. And Dylan Fitz, who had 3 assists on Wednesday, gets his 4th assist of the series as he got the secondary assist. Martell with the primary assist on Tho's goal. And then Brandon Cutler skated towards the right circle of the offensive zone, chipped it across to Pfizer. It was a tough pass, but it connected tape to tape to his WHL Victoria Royals teammate, Taryn Pfizer. And Pfizer put it away on a one-timer from the left side as he got it past Bazran. That made it 2-1 as he scored with 46 seconds left in the first period. And that's where we stand now. Utah outshot Wichita 16-14. We're doing some scoreboard watching in the Mountain Division. Well, we can't believe some of the scores we've seen from across the league. South Carolina, 11. Cincinnati, nothing. No, that's not the Cincinnati Reds. That's the South Carolina Stingrays defeating the Cincinnati Cyclones 11-0. So Cincinnati's 21-game streak with a standings point comes to an end in big-time fashion. Grizzlies win the draw. They're skating from left to right as we see it from high top section 114. As Pfizer to the right side, skates towards the circle. Righty shot, rebound shot, a score! Brandon Cutler scores 11 seconds into the second period, and Utah extends the lead. It's a 3-1 game. And once again, it's the 2 Victoria Royals as Cutler high-fives everybody on the Grizzlies bench. As the Grizzlies won the face-off, Pfizer skated to the right circle, took a shot, it bounced off of Bazran, and went towards the left circle. Brandon Cutler picked it up and just fired away on Bazran as he went glove side over the left shoulder of Roman Bazran. And 11 seconds into the second period, the Grizzlies get on the board. We have a repeat of the second period on Wednesday as Corey Thomas is going to get his 5th assist of the season as well as the draw goes into the Grizzlies zone as Penner has to go past him as Cutler now has a goal in 3 straight games since coming back from Colorado on Sunday as he was released from his player tryout. As Wichita at the blue line of their blue line. Cole McDonald ahead to Quinn Preston. Now across to Watts. He gets poked away by Thomas. Now goes to Watts on the near side. They'll glide it up top for McDonald. Left point. He'll take a lefty shot and it goes wide. As the puck bounced off the end wall and rolls towards Cutler in the far corner. Cutler across to Thomas. Thomas nudges ahead to Cutler. Cutler gains center ice and dumps it in. He gets around to Skater. Cutler in the corner, centers out in front. It's picked off by McDonald. As Cole McDonald skates towards the far corner, He'll glide across ice pass to Preston at neutral ice. Preston gets poked away by McDonald. Now goes to Peter Bates, who skates towards the left circle. Stops near the boards. Bates chips it across. It taps off the boards as Wichita gets it bounced away by Shearer. Shearer around the net as he carries the puck out to the blue line. Now right wing pass to Martell, who will tap it off the near boards for Fitz. Fitz gets around a skater. Right circle. Shot saved by Bazran. Rebound goes out towards McDonald on the right point. He feeds it back to the circle, but it's behind Martell. As Wichita throws to the Utah blue line, it's taken by Gavin Gould, who will skate towards the right circle. Centering pass out in front and misses Peter Bates. Bates would have had a goal if he would have connected. As Fitz out to center ice, chips it across to Wright. Wright chases after it in the right corner. Dockery gets there first. Dominic's his first name as it goes back to Dominic Dockery behind Wichita's net. As the Thunder skating from right to left here in the second period as Utah leads 3-1 as Brandon Cutler scored 11 seconds into the second period. Thunder throw it out to center ice for Boeing. It tapped off his stick as it goes deep in the Grizzly zone as Preet behind his net. Throws it towards Tho. Will slice it ahead to McCallchuck as he'll get it over to Jamison. Jamison crosses center ice, and they'll move it in as it glides towards the far corner. Power over to Jamison, who gets pushed along the boards by Zach Hoffman. As now, Wichita chips to the near side. McCallchuck gets blasted by number 34, Jason Pineo, who not only is pretty quick, but he's got good size as well. Ben Allison moves ahead to Zach Hoffman. Backhand shot goes wide. As Hoffman keeps the puck, he's on the right side. Skates towards his left. He'll nudge it to the right circle for Ben Allison. As Allison will center it out in front. The pass didn't connect as Allison was looking for Pineo. Grizzlies moving out to McCallchuck across the center ice. 3-on-3. McCallchuck gains the line. Right circle shot. Saved by Bazran. Rebound gets kicked to the corner. And now Jamison will tap it off the end boards, off the Mavericks sign as it goes towards Pouliot. Pouliot behind Wichita's net loses it. Jared Power towards the near corner. Will skate towards the point. Now Power towards his left. He's towards the left circle. Take a lefty shot. And it's blocked out in front as it hits the protective netting. As Roman Bazran gloves it at the far goal line. But the puck is out of play. 16:57 left in the second. It's the Grizzlies 3 and the Thunder 1 as Utah scored 3 unanswered after Wichita scored shorthanded 10:59 in. As Jason Pineo got his second pro goal. Don't forget the same two teams will meet here at Maverick Center for the third and final game of the series. That's going to be on Saturday night. 7:10 face-off coverage will begin at 6:50 here on Flow Sports and YouTube. Your homes for Grizzlies hockey all season long as Penner will take the draw. He wins it. Now goes to the left side. Thomas with a shot that's blocked. Corey Thomas still looking for his first pro goal. As Cutler to the right side, glides it up top for Martin. He'll take a lefty shot. And the save by Bazran to the butterfly position as it goes towards the near corner. Now Pfizer around the net. He's to the left side, fakes a shot. He'll skate towards the point. He'll throw it behind his back as Cutler behind the net. Throws it between his legs to Pfizer. One-timer. Kick save by Bazran. As Braden Watts crosses center ice, gets around Martin. He gets spun around. Penalty is going to be on the Grizzlies, and it's going to be on Bryson Martin. As Cole McDonald rolls along the corner, Preston behind the net. Being shadowed by McDonald. Preston chips out in front as it goes to Cole Larkin in his pro debut. Larkin on the right point. Across to McDonald, the captain. Now up top for Stenell. Lefty one-timer. Saved by Parikh. Puck still in play. Now Parikh covers up as he had to nudge for it. Looks like Martin's going to get 2 minutes for holding. 16:07 left in the second period as the Thunder go back on the power play for the fourth time this evening. It's Bryson Martin's second penalty of the contest. As he's sporting a mustache, Guy Krenza started to nickname him the Sheriff. I don't know if it's because of his play on the ice or if it's because of the mustache. The holding minor, 3:53 into the second period. Remember, Wichita went 3 for 6 on the power play on Wednesday night. 0 for 3 this evening. Quinn Preston will take the draw against Keaton Jamison. Preston wins the draw, goes up top, and it bounced off the stick of McDonald and wobbles into the Wichita zone. McDonald ahead to Stenell, couldn't reach it. It goes to the center ice logo. Gathered by Watts, who skates down the middle. Right wing pass to Preston, over to Dickman. Back into Preston. It goes between his legs and glides towards the near boards. Jamison fans on clearing it out. Now he gets it back and sails it towards Roman Bazran, who plays it behind his net. Bazran kicks to the from the far side as it goes back to Preston. Left wing pass to Snell in the slot. Now he'll get to Watts. Watts gains the line right side, drops off for Preston, who throws it behind his back for McDonald. McDonald glides it towards Stenell. Stenell on the left side. He'll chip it over to McDonald. Back to Watts. He'll take a shot, save, rebound, shot, and a score. As Watts finds Jake Dickman out in front. Dickman had 2 goals on Wednesday night. He gets the crowd fired up as he puts 2 hands in the air, telling them to make some noise. Dickman had 2 goals on Wednesday, and he has lit the lamp here for Wichita's second goal of the contest. Dickman really celebrating it up as he now skates in front of Utah's bench. Now Brandon Cutler having some words for Dickman. As Watts was over in the right circle, just kind of centered it to Dickman, kind of a half shot, half pass kind of deal. And the pass connected to Dickman out in front. And he really is a presence at 6'6" and 229 pounds. It's his 3rd year with the Thunder as Jay Dickman gets his 24th of the season. The assists go to Braden Watts and Cole McDonald. McDonald gets his 27th power play assist of the season. Grizzlies at their blue line, lift it high into the air, bounces at center ice on the far side. Wichita gathers as we're skating 5-on-5 as Jay Dickman scored Wichita's 4th power play goal of the series. Thunder dumping in from neutral ice. Preek throws to the far side as Cutler battles in the corner with Boeing. Now joining the play is Corey Thomas. The puck squirts towards the near side for Pfizer, who gains center ice on the right wing, and he'll dump it into the left corner as it glides along the goal line. Bazran chips it back to the corner as Gavin Gould will lift it in the air. It goes over the head of Kyle Pouncey. It looks like it's going to be icing on the Thunder with 14:44 left in the second as Utah leads 3-2. Grizz have outshot the Thunder 22-18. As Utah has a 6-4 edge in the second period. Utah has taken 50 or more shots in each of the first 3 meetings between these clubs this season. As the draw won by Wichita, they'll ice the puck again. Brett Boeing pleads his case. The draw is going to come back towards Roman Bazran. Cameron Wright will take the draw. He's got Fitz to his left as Wright and Fitz communicates. Jordan Martell, the Rooster, has been one of Utah's best players here in the month of March. But Martell had a first period assist in his last 6 games. If you count this being the 6th game, he's got 5 goals and 4 assists. Utah wins the draw. Dylan Fitz towards the near wing boards, spins along the wall. Wright couldn't reach it. As Wichita looks like they're going to ice the puck yet again. This time it's waved off, though. Looked like could have been icing. Wichita's able to get that line change in that they needed. Semick moves it to Martell on the far side. He'll chip it across. Turnover. Wichita skates in. Peter Bates, backhand shot, and he scores. Oh, boy. We're tied at 3, and the Grizzlies would love to rewind the tape and get the last 10 seconds back as they were over in the far corner. Threw a pass, and Peter Bates picked it off as if he were Deion Sanders. And Bates couldn't really figure out what move he was going to make. He just ended up going low. Preek lost his balance, and then Bates just kind of glided it past the goal line. That's going to be an unassisted goal as Peter Bates gets his 17th of the year. We're tied at 3. Time of Bates' goal, 5:48 in, as Wichita scores 2 goals in the span of 1 minute and 11 seconds. Keaton Jamison looking up at the video board. Connor McDonald talking with the referee. It looks like the goal is going to count. As just a turnover at exactly the wrong spot leads to the game-tying goal for the Thunder. As Wichita scored 2 unanswered over the last minute 11. Grizzlies win the faceoff. They're near Wichita's bench as Power trying to get the puck as now the Thunder get it. But the puck exits the zone and trying to re-enter it was Mark Lewiski, and he's offside. 14:02 left in the second. The draw is going to come back towards the Wichita bench, led by 4th-year head coach Bruce Ramsey. Before that was the coach of the Tulsa Oilers back when they were in the CHL. In fact, he was the head coach of Tulsa in their first season in the ECHL in the 2014-2015 campaign. Between his stints with Tulsa and now with Wichita, he spent 3 years as an assistant coach with the Grand Rapids Griffins. Grizzlies win the draw as James Shearer skates down the middle. He'll throw it to the left side as it bounced off a power stick and glides, kind of wobbles towards the Wichita corner on the far side. Zach Hoffman moves ahead to Lewiski. Lewiski, left wing pass. Now it goes back as the Thunder gain the line, right side. Shots blocked as we're tied at 3. Thunder around the net. They kick it towards the near corner. Taking it is Pineo. He gets hit by McDonald. He gets back to his feet. Pineo, righty shot goes wide. As went over the head of Lucas Preek. Pouliot keeps it in the zone as he'll skate towards his left. Pouliot wearing number 28 fires towards the net. He got kicked away by Shearer. McDonald clears it out to center. Power gathers it near Wichita's bench. He'll glide it across to McDonald. Connor McDonald, the Grizzlies captain, the black jersey with white numbers and professional green trim, will glide it across to Shearer. Will outlet it to center ice. It bounces off of McCallchuck and glides back towards McDonald. McCallchuck takes it instead of McDonald. As McCallchuck around the net, he'll fire it out towards center ice. Pass connects to Cutler. Cutler gains the line 1-on-3. He holds on to it, waits for everybody else to enter the zone. Cutler very patient with his approach. Throws to the corner for Jamison. Back to Cutler. Left wing shot, and it gets blocked. As Pfizer gathers the puck, he'll get it back to Cutler, trying to get it back to Pfizer, but he was skating towards the point. As now Jamison kicks over towards Pfizer. Wichita got a stick in the way as it wobbled over the stick of Mikael Stenell and goes deep in the Grizzlies zone. Pouncey back around Preek's net. Pouncey started his pro career with the Thunder. Now puck glides towards Pfizer. He's in the near side of the point. He'll carry it across center ice and wobble it around the boards. As Pouncey gets hit by Chris McKay, feeds it back to Pfizer's behind Wichita's net. Puck kicks towards the right side for Penner, who centers it, bounces off of McDonald's skate. That's Cole McDonald of Wichita. As Pfizer trying to get Fitz out in front, but the pass went behind. Now Pfizer throws it towards the slot, and it's picked off by Braden Watts. Will nudge it ahead. Quinn Preston gets around Thomas. Preston skates in. Right side shot. Saved by Preek. Rebound goes to Utah's Tyler Penner. Towards the far side. Will tap it off the glass, and it goes to Chris McKay. He's the Wichita blue line. He'll move it across to McDonald. Cole McDonald slicing out towards center ice. Wobbling puck gets taken by McDonald at the Utah blue line. He'll move it ahead to the Rooster. Dumps it in. As Wichita behind the net, Chris McKay gets it. McKay, a very big guy, maybe the biggest of all the Wichita defensemen. He loses the glove, but moves the head to Preston. Now it's the left side for Stenell. He feeds it across to Braden Watts. Lefty shot's blocked. Watts going to play on 3-in-3 ice this summer. As Martell over to right. High slot, righty shot. Saved by Bazran. And he holds on. 11:23 left in the second period. It's the Grizzlies 3 and the Thunder 3. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
11 minutes, 23 seconds left in the second period. It's the Grizzlies 3 and the Thunder 3 as Utah was in control of the game, leading 3-1, but then 2 unanswered by Wichita over the span of 1 minute, 11 seconds as Jay Dickman scored on the power play, 4:37 in with Watts and McDonald getting the assist. And then Peter Bates intercepted a Utah pass just right down the middle, deep in the Grizzlies zone, skated in and didn't really make any sort of move, just kind of tried 3 different moves on Preek and just kind of glided it past the Utah goaltender once he lost balance. Thunder have the puck deep in their own zone. They'll tap it off the near glass. It goes to center ice as Peter Bates gets it to Gavin Gould. Gould glides towards his right as he enters the offensive zone as Gould stops in the corner, gets over to Peter Bates, who centers it, and it's picked up by Dylan Fitz, who will lift it high into the air. It goes just under the video board. Martell skates towards the far corner, but getting there first is Connor Walters. Now Martell looks to center it. Gould picks it off. Though keeps in the high slot. They'll fire it towards the net, and it gets redirected by Bates' stick and flies off the protective netting and out of play. 10:53 left in the second. We're tied at 3. Bates' game-tying goal was 5:48 into the second. Both teams have 7 shots here so far in the second period. Pfizer, Shearer, Wright each have 3 shots for Utah. Then a few others have 2 shots. Peter Bates leads Wichita with 4 shots on goal. Penner will take the draw. We'll keep an eye on some of those other Mountain Division scores as the playoff race is heating up. 7 games left after tonight for the Grizzlies and 6 games for Wichita. Draw won by Utah's Pfizer gets held up along the boards. Penner took the face-off over there as he tries to get around Pineo. Looks like Pineo is going to be a good player for Wichita as Penner gets up top for McDonald. He loses it. Mark Lewinsky gains center ice. Now he skates into the left circle, take a lefty shot. Saved by Perikas. He makes a body stop and gathers it and holds on. 10:35 left in the second as the draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone. 6 minutes left in the second period. Idaho still leads Kansas City 1-0. Allen and Rapid City are tied at 2. That's certainly a big game in the Mountain Division, as Allen right now is in 4th place in the Mountain Division. Grizzlies 1 point behind them, as Allen has 64 points and the Grizzlies have 63. There are some crazy scores from around the league. Anything can happen here in this league on any given night, and that's certainly the case around the other divisions. Wichita wins the draw as Dockery throws it to Lewinsky in the corner. Back towards number 8, Ben Allison, the son of Scott Allison, former Wichita great, as the Grizzlies get it. Taryn Pfizer skates towards the right side, swings and misses as he was being challenged by Dockery. Pfizer loses the puck behind Wichita's nets, taken back by Lewinsky. He'll fire it off the right wing boards looking for Ben Allison, and it glides past the Grizzlies' goal line as icing is called on the Thunder, as Allison was looking to accept the pass from Lewinsky, but the pass was wide of the mark. It's interesting, Wichita picked up 2 players. They both came from the same junior teams. Cole Larkin wearing number 3 and Ben Allison each played for Acadie Bathurst, as they played for Acadie Bathurst Titan in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Allison scored 32 goals and 46 assists in 68 games. It's off the draw. Power with a shot, and it's blocked, and the puck glides back into the Grizzlies zone. Cole Larkin had 5 goals and 35 assists in 68 games for Acadie Bathurst Titan. As the puck goes towards the near side, as Power over to Simeone on the right side. He's trying to get it back to Power, and the puck wobbled over his stick. Did Power. Jamison around the net. He's towards the far side. We're about halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes, and we passed that. Less than 10 minutes left in the second period. Puck towards the far boards. Ben Allison battles as the puck glides towards the point. Corey Thomas wobbles it to the corner as the puck's outside. As Power in the area, as Wichita moves it ahead. Ben Allison crosses center ice. Allison wearing number 8 will chip it to Stenell. Stenell will skate towards his right, dropping off for Watts. Back to Stenell. One-timer, and it goes wide. Corey Thomas getting the rebound off the boards. Good thing he was there as Wichita was out in front trying to take the lead. Thunder dump it in. Does Zach Hoffman, number 6. As Preek behind his net, glides it towards the far side. It's cut off by Watts' skate. As Pouncey trying to clear it out, and he does. Simeone 2-on-2. Gains the line left side. Simeone, toe drag. Lefty shot. Saved by Bazran. Boy, great move by Simeone. He had Pouncey net front, and Simeone was all alone. And, boy, if he had to back, I don't know that he'd really change anything except for getting the puck past Bazran. Great move by Christian Simeone. But Roman Bazran's looked pretty good here so far tonight. Simeone, well, he was maybe hoping for a redirection by Pouncey there, but that was an outstanding save by Roman Bazran. As Simeone looks up to the video board, Jared Power does as well. Simeone kind of has that, almost had it kind of look. Wright's going to take the draw. Cameron Wright leads the Grizzlies in points this season. He's been outstanding here in the month of March. He leads Utah with 13 points in March. Wichita gets the puck as Brett Boeing hit with a high stick, but it's not called. As Boeing gains the line, now he veers off to the right. Boeing in the right circle being shadowed by Semick as Boeing skates towards the end boards and loses the puck. Cameron Wright will have a tap off a Thunder skater, and Gavin Gould gets it, wearing number 7. Gould, the former Allen American, battles with Semick. He'll tap it off of Semick, and it goes to Cameron Wright. He'll get it to center ice for Martell. It glides to his right for Semick. Semick steps over the blue line, skates towards a high slot. Lefty shot. Blocker saved by Bazran. As Fitz in the left point, gets pushed by Gould as it bounced off a right. Wichita literally kicks it out to center ice as the puck glides towards the near boards. Hoffman collides with Martell. Boy, it looked like Hoffman got a little bit of elbow up there on Martell, but no call. Grizzlies kicking out in front. It bounced off of Bazran, flips in the air, and Bazran gloves it about shoulder high as he makes a save with 8:16 left in the second. It's the Grizzlies 3 and the Thunder 3. Looks like Wichita's picked up some pretty good players as of late in Jason Pineo, who's 6'2", 201 pounds, and moves around pretty well. As they show the replay of Hoffman, he did get a little bit of elbow on Martell, but luckily the Rooster was able to get back to his feet. Penner will take the draw against Ben Allison. Allison wearing number 8. Both teams battling for the playoffs. Wichita tied for second as they're rooting for Idaho to beat Kansas City and take care of business in their own. As they're tied for second, as Thunder get it out to center ice. Allison gets a wobbling puck. He's around Connor McDonald. Allison in the offensive zone. Dickman out behind the net. Allison couldn't reach as it goes to the high slot. Puck somehow stays in the Grizzlies zone as Cole McDonald dumps it to the near corner. Now Connor McDonald behind Utah's net as the Grizzlies spread the ice. 7:47 left in the second as we're tied at 3. Grizzlies feed it out to the Wichita blue line. It goes towards Cutler, but it bounced off his stick. Wichita clears it back to center ice as Shearer gets the wobbling puck in the Grizzlies zone far side. He'll slice it across to McDonald. Pass to center ice is picked off as Jay Dickman re-enters the zone and dumps it in. As the Thunder make a line change, McDonald glides it to the near side for Penner. He couldn't get it. Cole McDonald fires towards the net. Pfizer loses the stick as the puck squirts towards the far corner. As Cutler battles with Stenell. Stenell is Wichita's leading scorer. 2-on-2 battle in the corner. Stenell gets the puck. He'll skeet towards the right side, chip it across Dockery. One-timer, saved by Parikh. Great play by Mikkel Stenell, winning a 2-on-2 battle. He got it across to Dockery. Tough pass to handle, but Dockery got it and fired a one-timer. But Parikh made a routine save with 7:07 left in the second. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. This is that fun time of year. And every hockey team wants to play meaningful games in the month of April, and that's what the Grizzlies have. And so does Wichita Thunder. Thunder looking to reach the playoffs like they did 2 years ago when they were maybe the most improved team that year when only half the league played, as they had a stacked roster. As Utah wins the draw, Corey Thomas moves ahead to Simeone. Now to Power. Right wing pass to Jamison, who gets the line. Skates towards the right side, feeds it across to Power, has to get it off the boards. He'll move it up top for Thomas. He'll take a lefty shot, saved by Bazran, and he holds on. It kind of squirted past him, but then Bazran took a stick and then glided it back towards him to where he can cover it up with 6:48 left in the second. Draw's going to be in the far circle. Make sure to follow the Grizzlies on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. I'm on Twitter at Tyson on Sports. Jamison will take the drive as the number one star on Wednesday night. 2 goals and 1 assist. As Grizzlies win the draw, Simeone shot saved by Bazran. Now Power trying to get it back to Simeone. He got his stick held up. Watts, right wing pass. As Wichita gains center ice, Pineo dumps it in. Airborne. Preston in the corner, gets it back towards Watts, who spins it around to Pineo. Pineo, Connor Walters back towards Preston, feeds out in front. Watts shot saved by Parikh. Now Wichita from behind the net centers it, and Corey Thomas takes it away. Thomas has played well for Utah. Power crosses center ice 2-on-3. He'll get to the Wichita blue line and dump it in as Grizzlies make a full line change. Dominic Dockery behind Wichita's net as the Thunder wearing Tampa Bay Lightning type of colors. That's not their NHL affiliate. As they'll move it out to center ice, it's picked off by Fitz at center. Fitz was a member of Orlando, who is the affiliate of Tampa Bay. As Peter Bates gets around Fitz, goes to center ice. Bates gets it back, tried to move it to Watts, who was skating at the end of his shift. He tried to dump it in, and it bounced off the Semick and goes out of play. 5:56 left in the second period. There's a timeout on the ice. It's the Grizzlies 3 and the Thunder 3. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
And chugging beer here at Maverick Center as they show them on the video board. As we're tied at 3. Grizzlies had a 3-1 lead after Brandon Cutler scored 11 seconds into the second period. Jay Dickman got a power play goal, 4:37 in, and then Peter Bates scored unassisted, 5:48 in. That tied it up at 3. Both teams have 10 shots in the second period. Utah with a 26-24 edge in the game. Utah won 8-5 on Wednesday. They have an 8-game winning streak against Wichita that The Thunder are trying to snap as Wichita wins the faceoff. Peter Bates gets the line at the right point. Bates gets blasted behind Utah's net. The stick goes flying. Peter Bates skates in. Wraparound shot saved by Parikh as Utah gets it. Cameron Wright will dump it in. Fitz chases after it. Puck glides off the end boards to Bazram, who covers up at the side of his net. 5:33 left in the second as Peter Bates was skating behind the net, and Aaron Tho lit him up big time. Bates went flying. Big time hit by Aaron Tho, who picked up a first period goal. In fact, he scored the Optum first goal of the game for Utah, 16-18 into the contest, with Martell and Fitz getting the assists. And then later in the first period, Taron Pfizer found the back of the net on a pass from Brandon Cutler from one circle to the other. And as we mentioned, Cutler found the back of the net 11 seconds in. So a multiple point game for Brandon Cutler, 1 goal and 1 assist. Same is the case for Taron Pfizer. Wichita wins the draw. Cole Larkin gets towards the Wichita blue line and dumps it all the way in as icing is called on the Thunder. 5:25 left in the second. Draw is going to come back towards Roman Bazran, the Wichita goaltender. Draw is going to be in the near circle. Brett Boeing will take it against Tyler Penner. We'll give you an update on all the Mountain Division scores and some of the crazy ones across the league during the second intermission. We'll talk with Guy Karenza and Kiki Crum, get their thoughts on things as well as Wichita wins the faceoff, and they throw the puck airborne into Grizzlies territory as James Shearer moves it towards Brandon Cutler as it bounced off a Thunder player. Now Cutler gets it back. They'll skate across the line. They'll bounce it off the end boards. Penner in the far corner drifts it back up top for Shearer, who glides it across to McDonald. McDonald skates towards his left. He'll take a righty shot, and it's blocked by Gould. Puck glides towards the far corner as Gould gets it, and he'll tap it off of McDonald. It goes past him and out to center ice. Brandon Cutler has played with 4 different AHL teams, including 3 this year. Gets it from Pfizer as Cutler, right wing crosses center ice. Now backhanded deep in the Thunder zone as Penner battles with Cole Larkin. As Penner gets taken away by Pineo, as it was a one-on-one battle, and then Pineo joined. Lewinsky pushes Tyler Penner as that neutralized Pfizer. Will get it nudged away by Dickman. Now it goes to Jared Power, who just gets to the Wichita blue line, takes a lefty shot that's wide. Jamison over to Pouncey. Right point shot saved by Bazran, and he holds on. 4:23 left in the second. As Utah's outshot Wichita 27-24. Keaton Jamison, we've been talking about the successful month of March that he has had. And obviously he's got an assist tonight, but coming into play, he has 7 points in his last 4 games. He's got a 4-game point scoring streak that extended to 5 with the first period assist on the Pfizer goal. As Wichita wins the draw, they skate from right to left as we see it from section 114 as Ben Allison moves ahead. Puck goes back to Allison from the stick of Thomas. Allison tried to get around Thomas. Thomas takes it away. He'll move it ahead to Jamison. Jamison 2-on-1, skates towards the left circle, centers it to McCallchuk. I got poked away in a good defensive effort by Zach Hoffman. Now Lewinsky nudges ahead to Allison, who gains the line. He'll drop it off for Pineo. Pineo's already got a goal tonight. Now back to Allison, who tried to chip it out in front to Lewinsky, who couldn't handle it. Good job by Pouncey. This goes back to the right point. Zach Hoffman takes a righty shot, saved by Parikh. Puck bounced off of the stick of Pouliot and flies out of play as McCallchuk might have aided it out of play as it goes into the second row of section 112. Fan comes away with a souvenir. Actually, I think it was row 3. It's where the puck ended up. Fans in the second row. Now they pass the puck around. Looks like a youngster is going to get it. And somebody in a beanie. There's the youngster getting the puck. Good job by the fans, making sure a kid gets it. And because of that, the fans applaud. Draw's going to be in the near side. 3:47 left in the second. I'm still looking to get my first puck at a hockey game that flies into the stands. I've caught foul balls at Bees games before. I think I've caught 3 or 4 foul balls over at Smith's Ballpark. Those are always fun. First thing you do is you look at the ball for about an hour after you get it. Wichita wins the draw as Mikkel Stenell near goal line, and he'll chip it across. Goes back to Dylan Fitz. As Fitz lifts it high into the air, bounces at center ice. It's gathered by Pineo. Or make that Connor Walters, who will glide it across to Dockery. He moves ahead to Stenell and gets it to Quinn Preston. Preston along the near side. Semick in the area. As puck goes back over to Wichita as Dockery glides it across to Connor Walters. He'll chip it across to Quinn Preston, who avoids the Rooster. Brewster and Preston battle, but Preston moves it ahead to Stenell. Stenell gets blasted at the Utah blue line, and that's going to be a penalty. Stenell was trying to enter the offensive zone. He got hooked up by Dylan Fitz, and Stenell went down. And Dylan Fitz goes to the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. 2 minutes for hooking with 3:13 left in the second. See Thunder go back on the power play. Jay Dickman's second period goal, 4:37, was on the power play. Thunder 1 for 4 on the man advantage here so far tonight, and 4 for 10 in the series. Fitz gets 2 minutes for hooking. Time of penalty 16:47 into the second period. Big game for both teams. Grizzlies looking for their 9th straight victory over Wichita. And the Thunder want to take advantage while Kansas City, their time was for second place in the Mountain Division, plays the tough Idaho Steelheads. Grizzlies win the draw. Sure clears it to center, and backing out into his own zones, Cole McDonald. He moves ahead to Watts. Left wing pass to Stenell at neutral ice. Stenell gets around Dickman and across the blue line as it spins back around Preston, kicks it across to Dickman. Grizzlies try to clear it out. It goes past Stenell. Penner gets it center ice, one-on-one. Penner to the right side, gets around Cole McDonald. Backhand shot saved by Bazran. Bazran wanted to pass it, but Penner then cut in front of Bazran. So the Wichita goaltender holds on. 2:46 left in the second. We're tied at 3, but a great effort by Tyler Penner, winning a one-on-one battle. And then he did a good job getting around Cole McDonald, who's an outstanding defenseman. And really, McDonald played it well, but Penner got around McDonald towards Penner's left and then just fired a backhand shot and didn't get much steam on the shot. But considering how good a defenseman Cole McDonald is, that's about as good as you can do. Great effort by Tyler Penner. As a draw won by Wichita on the faceoff as Utah made a line change and Cutler took the draw. Now Pfizer takes it away. Pfizer around Wichita's net. As Grizzlies shorthanded, 2.5 minutes left in the second. He'll glide it along the near wing boards. It goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. Preet behind his net. We'll give it to Connor McDonald, who will slice along the far wing wall. As Cutler at the Utah bench will skeet towards center ice, and he'll throw it back to Pfizer, who couldn't reach it. As Quinn Preston gathers it, he skates around Wichita's net. Preston's got great speed. He'll cross center ice, gets around Wright, but Wright takes the puck away from him. He'll move it to the far side for Pfizer. Pfizer tried to chip a backhand shot that goes wide. As Jake Dickman towards the near boards gets to the Wichita blue line. He'll move a blue line to blue line pass. It bounced off a Watt stick. Crossing center ice along the far wing boards as Tho dumps it in. Less than 2 minutes left in the second period and 40 seconds left in the Wichita power play. We're tied at 3. It's anybody's game now. As Cole McDonald behind his net. Now skate down the middle. McDonald will feed it to the near side, looking for Brett Boeing. He couldn't reach it. And icing is called on the Thunder with 1:38 left in the second. So draw comes back towards Roman Bazran. 25 seconds left in the Fitzminor penalty. Tho out there along with Corey Thomas. And as we mentioned, it's great to see Corey Thomas back out there on Wednesday night. He played for the first time since February 4th when he suffered an injury while trying to check Mikhail Robidoux. Thomas ended last season with the Idaho Steelheads, and he was cut in training camp with them. He played his college hockey at Vermont and finished up at Canisius College last season as a graduate transfer. Puck deep in the Wichita zone. Baz ran behind his net. Jamison kicks it away towards the far side as he chases after it. Gets around Cole Lark, and he'll chip it ahead. But the only guy there was Brett Boeing. Boeing crosses center ice down the middle. Now he veers off to the left. Boeing now to the left circles. He surveys. He gets up top. Hot pass. Rolls towards Larkin. Now back to the right side. Grizzlies are back at full strength. It's a Utah disaster cleanup. Successful penalty kill. Right side. Lefty shot saved by Preek. That was taken by Gavin Gould. As Peter Bates gets engulfed by Corey Thomas in the corner. As Wichita gets taken away by Cameron Wright, who crosses center ice and dumps it in. Fitz with the second effort. Hits Boeing. But Boeing takes the puck away as Fitz had to battle with Chris McKay. Puck glides towards the near side as Skoll dumps it in. As Scheer gets the puck deep in the Grizzlies zone. Scheer skating from left to right. Now down the middle. Scheer across the center ice logo. He'll chip it to the right corner. Scheer will get it, and he'll throw it to Martell. I try to start the Penner. Swings and misses on the hot pass from Martell. Puck goes back to the Rooster. Martell surveys, skates back towards the right point. 25 seconds left in the period. He'll glide it along the boards. Dominic Dockery feeds it ahead as Wichita will carry it out to neutral ice. As the Thunder chip the wobbling puck out to center, Brett Boeing dumps it in. 12 seconds left in the second period. Sure glides along the near boards, goes past Knockery, who gathers it at the Wichita blue line. And now the puck gets turned over. Sure in the Grizzlies zone. We'll toss it to center ice. Time runs out, as now we'll do it for 40 minutes here at Maverick Center in a very interesting middle frame as Brandon Cutler scored 11 seconds into the second period. The Wichita got a power play goal by Jay Dickman as he scored 4:37 in. And then a minute 17 later, Peter Bates picked off a Utah pass, and he was just down the middle all alone and went low on Lucas Preek as he got the Utah netminder off balance and tied the game, as the time of Peter Bates' goal was 5:48 into the second period. Well, both teams will head to their respective locker rooms. Jay Dickman kind of hanging around at center ice. Connor McDonald as well. As everybody kind of lingering. Now they'll head to their locker rooms. So we'll see what happens here in the third. You know, the old saying, you win the third period, you win the hockey game. That's going to be true for both teams. As standings points are at a premium here as we're heading into the month of April tomorrow. For the Grizzlies, they are 7-5 in March, and they look to complete the month with a victory. But right now, after two periods, we're deadlocked at 3. When we come back, we'll talk with Guy Krenz and get his thoughts on things. And then later on in the second intermission, we'll talk with Kiki Crum and get her thoughts on what she saw in the second period as well. It's the Grizzlies 3 and the Thunder 3. We're back in 2 minutes on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverick, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverick's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott. It's the second intermission report. It's the Grizzlies 3 and the Thunder 3. I'm Guy Carenza alongside Tyson Whiting. Fun 40 minutes here at the Maverick Center. Exciting third period up ahead, as it was the Thunder that got the first goal of the game. 10:59 shorthanded, courtesy of Jason Pineo getting his second professional goal. The assist goes to Connor Walters. The Grizzlies responded 16-18 into the first, as Aaron Tho, a bomb from the blue line, made it a 1-1 game, getting his sixth goal of the season from Jordan Martell and Dylan Fitz. Those guys remain hot. And then late in the first period, 19-14 in, Taryn Pfizer got his 25th and team-leading 25th goal of the season, making it a 2-1 hockey game. Assist from Keaton Jameson and Brandon Cutler, and really was a great pass from the far boards to the near side for Taryn Pfizer from Brandon Cutler. And we wouldn't be done saying Brandon Cutler's name this evening, as just 11 seconds into the second period, he made it a 3-1 game off his 13th goal of the season. That came from Taryn Pfizer and Corey Thomas. Brandon Cutler now has 3 goals in his first 3 games back from his assignment with the Colorado Eagles. But the Thunder did respond. 4:37 into the second period. It was Jay Dickman, to the dismay of Grizzlies fans, getting his 24th goal of the season from Braden Watts and Cole McDonald. That was a power play goal. Thunder made it 3-2. And then 5:48 into the second period off of a turnover. Peter Bates went one-on-one with Bucas Parikh, and he won that battle. Bates put home his 17th goal of the season. It was unassisted. And so after 40 minutes of play, we're tied at 3. Shots are 28-26 in favor of the Grizzlies. Wichita's 1 for 5 on the power play. Utah's 0 for 2. But it's interesting to mention the Thunder shot count, as the Thunder average about 28 shots per game. They've got 26 through 2 periods so far. Scoring chances for the Thunder in the second period are 7 compared to the Grizzlies' 5. Face-off battle was won by Utah 15-9. Each team took 12 shots in the second period. Hits are 8-6 in favor of Utah. Wichita's turned the puck over 2 more times. They've got 6 giveaways in the second period to Utah's 4. But Tyson, you think about the scoring chances for Wichita through 2 periods, and as I mentioned before, this is a team that doesn't really take a whole lot of shots. They're close to dead last in the league in that category on average. But 11 scoring chances and 26 shots through 2 periods. What does that tell you about the way the Grizzlies have played defensively in this game?
And per game, Wichita has been outshot by about 9 per contest. And so for the shots to be pretty close to even, 28 shots for Utah, 26 for Wichita, I mean, you don't like it. You don't necessarily like the fact that scoring chances are pretty close to even, 12-11 in Utah's favor through 2 periods. And unfortunately, it was just, you get 2 different plays where Dickman on the power play, he's a presence in front of the net. Utah's just going to have to find a way to body him out. And I think the only defenseman that can really do that, because I think if I remember right, Martin was in the penalty box because Martin's one of Utah's bigger defensemen. Really, that's where you need a Corey Thomas out there, trying to battle with Dickman in front of the net, because if you don't have Thomas out there, he's going to have a distinct size advantage against anybody out there with good hands. And with Braden Watts, who kind of looked like it was half pass, half shot, maybe I get a redirection, but if not, then he was going to go tape to Dickman, and he did. And Dickman put it away. And I don't know what got into him, but he really got the crowd going. Skated towards that side. There's got to be something about those fans over there in section 112. It seems like visiting players will score a goal there. We saw that with the Birdman in the playoffs for Tulsa last year. They go right to that spot and just start taunting the fans there about the first 5 or 6 rows of section 112. And Dickman made sure to let them know that I'm here. I'm 6'6", 230 pounds, and I just scored my 3rd goal of the series.
Yeah, Tyson, it's funny because I was also thinking about the Birdman and what he did in that series against Tulsa in the playoffs. Of course, that is Maxime Galad, who is now a member of the Indy Fuel. But, I mean, Jay Dickman really silenced the Maverick Center crowd, and then not long after that, the Thunder were able to get the next goal just a little over a minute after Dickman scored from Peter Bates. So, I mean, that one was just a costly turnover by the Grizzlies in their own zone. But really, after that Dickman goal, I mean, you think about the theatrics and just everything that he did. It made the Maverick Center crowd very, they were displeased with what he did, but it also silenced the crowd. And so it really took a lot of air out of the building, especially with the Grizzlies having the lead. And it's like, oh, no, it's a 3-2 lead now. And then after that, while the crowd was silenced, Bates was able to put it home, and that really took the air out of the crowd. So for the Grizzlies, I think they've got to find a way to get the crowd reignited again. I thought that ever since the Bates goal, this game was just kind of choppy. Yeah. There's a lot of whistles, not a lot of great flow, which was in stark contrast to the first period. But I thought it was a very choppy second period since then. I thought it really gave the fans a tough time getting back into the game.
Yeah, that was the thing. Once they made it 3-3, just kind of was very choppy. It was tough to describe at times. And, the Grizzlies had some chances. I mean, both teams had 12 shots in the second period. And really, you think about this third period coming up, I mean, Grizzlies going to need that game-changing, momentum-changing kind of play. I got a feeling that connection of Pfizer and Cutler are not done tonight. I could see them making a big play to combine for a Grizzlies goal. And you think about Keaton Jamison. It was outstanding, doing a lot of all-around stuff on Wednesday. First 2 periods, Keaton Jamison's been that same guy, as he really has been a big-time blue-collar performer for the Grizzlies. And he's really been a great glue guy for the Grizzlies all season long.
Keaton Jamison, JMO has been a great glue guy, as you said. I mean, I thought about that line in the pregame, that power Jamison Martell line was going to be a big force in this game, but it seems like Martell isn't on that line tonight. It seems like Christian Simeone at times has been paired with Power and Jamison. I wonder if in the third period we'll see Martell return to that line. I think that's where he has the best chemistry with those two other players in Jamison and Power. The Grizzlies need a goal here right now as the Thunder have got the last two. Maybe that's the way to get it happen.
We're tied at 3 after 2 periods of play. But it's a crazy night in the league. Let's look at the other Mountain Division scores. Idaho still leads 1-0 after 2 periods. So nobody scored in the second period. And, Wichita is rooting for a victory tonight. They're also rooting for Idaho to defeat Kansas City. Because right now, Wichita and Kansas City are tied for second place with 66 standings points. Idaho leads 1-0 after 2 periods. Ty Pelton Bice is the only goal in the game. Allen scored early in the third period. In fact, they scored 35 seconds into the third as Yakov Novak got his third of the year for the Americans. Allen leads Rapid City 3-2. Allen won 4-1 at Rapid City last night. And that's an interesting one because Allen, with the victory last night, leapt over the Grizzlies in the standings. Allen's got 64 standings points. The Grizzlies right now is 63. But Rapid City's got 61 points, and they're 2 points behind the Grizzlies. So if you're a Grizzly fan, who knows really who to root for in that game. But Allen leads 3-2. Yakov Novak scored 35 seconds into the second period. Former Wichita Thunder forward Stephon Fournier has a goal for the Americans. But really, the crazy games have been the ones outside the Mountain Division. 3 in particular. The South Carolina Stingrays were at Heritage Bank Center in Cincinnati. Now, we saw the Cyclones last week. Cincinnati's got a standing point in 21 straight games. They've also got a victory in 9 straight. Well, South Carolina snapped that. What was the final score, you ask? 11-0. South Carolina defeated Cincinnati 11-0 in Cincinnati. And so the Cyclones' 9-game winning streak in 21 games with a standing point, well, that comes to an end in a big way. 11-0. That's crazy. I mean, South Carolina's a good team, but Cincinnati at home, the Kelly Cup contending championship team, where South Carolina just put a whooping on them. Unbelievable.
That's nuts. I mean, just looking at this box score, I mean, a lot of guys on Cincinnati are -4s. Anderson for South Carolina was a +5, had no goals and no assists, but it comes away with a +5. So that's the kid that got an A on the group assignment after doing nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, O'Neal for South Carolina had a hat trick. Good night to be a South Carolina fan and a good night to be an underdog in the ECHL.
Iowa, who's in last place in the Central Division, they get a road victory at Toledo. Toledo's got a standing point in 21 of their last 22 games or something like that. But Iowa, of all teams, wins 3-1 at Toledo. That's a crazy final. And the team with the worst record in the league is the Norfolk Admirals. Well, Norfolk gets a 4-0 victory at home against the first place Newfoundland Growlers. Newfoundland, 90 standings points, which is the 4th most in the league. Newfoundland and Norfolk has the worst record in the league. But Norfolk defeats Newfoundland 4-0. As Dennis Smirnoff scored Norfolk's second goal. He was actually in training camp for the Grizzlies a couple years ago, the Penn State product. But crazy game. Norfolk defeating Newfoundland 4-0. So crazy night in the league. And we'll see. We could have a crazy third period in store here at Maverick Center. Who knows?
Oh, I think I know, Tyson. I think that we're going to have a crazy third. I mean, just knowing what is on the line for both of these teams, for Wichita to potentially, if Kansas City lose, have sole possession of second place in the Mountain Division, distance themselves from the Grizzlies. You think about the Grizzlies side of things, a chance to potentially leap Allen and slide into the top 4 in the Mountain Division. It's a big game, so both teams are really going to want it. I expect a lot of physicality. I expect some scoring here and there. I think it's going to be very fun.
We'll talk to you after the game for Grizz Live, the post-game show presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott. And it should be a lot of fun. We'll talk to you during the post-game report.
All right, thank you, Tyson.
That's Guy Carenzo. When we come back in 37 seconds, we will talk with Kiki Crum and get her thoughts on things as we're tied at 3 after 2 periods on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
It's the Grizzlies 3 and the Thunder 3. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Kiki Crum. Well, Brandon Cutler scored 11 seconds into the second period, and it certainly was great. But then Wichita answered with 2 unanswered. And, yeah, think about the guy mentioned the crowd kind of, the air being let out of the building after Wichita tied this score. And unfortunately, from the Grizzlies' perspective, they couldn't really get momentum back.
Yeah, if you think about it, Wichita is not as hard to outpower as like Steelheads or like the Americans that we played before. And plus, we did outpower them on Wednesday. So I think it's in the details of tonight's game, honestly. I think that's what it all comes down to. And so we just need to play differently and come in differently in the third.
Games on the line, and it's certainly a big game in the standings. You know, for the Grizzlies to make the playoffs, it almost feels like these 2 games against Wichita are must-win type of games because they got a 3-game series, 2 in Boise and 1 here next week against the Steelheads.
Yeah, for sure. So that, and then I'm curious how tomorrow night's game will go after this.
Thanks for the time. We'll talk to you during the post-game report.
Thanks, Tyson.
That's Kiki Crum. When we come back in 1 minute, we'll have third period action here at Maverick Center as we're tied at 3 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
All right, back at Maverick Center as we're tied at 3 between the Grizzlies and the Thunder. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night for the third and final game of the series. That's going to be a 7:10 face-off. Doors open at 6. Coverage begins here at 6:50. If you can't make it out to Maverick Center on Flow Sports and audio on YouTube. Yeah, I know what YouTube's known for, but we'll try to paint a picture for you. Then the Grizzlies will be on the road for 2 straight against the Idaho Steelheads. That's going to be Wednesday, April 5th, and then Friday, April 7th. And then the Grizzlies return home against Idaho for Saturday, April 8th. And then the Grizzlies' last 3 games will be a 3-game set against the Tulsa Oilers. The one and only time the Oilers will be here at Maverick Center this season is the final 3 games of the regular season. That's interesting considering that Tulsa and Utah met in the playoffs last year and had an epic 7-game series. We're going to skate 5-on-5 to start the third period as the Grizzlies have won 8 straight games against Wichita dating back to the start of the 2021-22 season. For the Grizz tonight, Taryn Pfizer and Brandon Cutler each have 1 goal and 1 assist. Corey Thomas and Taryn Pfizer are each a +2 for Utah. For Wichita, nobody has a multiple-point game as they've spread out their scoring a little bit. And if you joined us late, Wichita scored first 10:59 in as Jason Pineo scored his second pro goal. He scored his first pro goal on Wednesday and his second pro goal shorthanded 10:59 in. Wichita has won the battle of the special teams. The Thunder are 1 for 5 on the power play, and Pineo had that shorthanded goal. Grizzlies scored the next 3 goals as Aaron Tho, 16-18 in, on a one-timer from the high slot, got it past Roman Bazran with Martel and Fitz gained the assists. Then Taryn Pfizer gave Utah a 2-1 lead as he scored his team leading 25th of the year. Jamison and Cutler with the assists, as Keaton Jamison now has a point in 5 straight games. Utah led 2-1 after 20 minutes of play. Brandon Cutler scored 11 seconds into the second, with Pfizer and Corey Thomas getting the assist, as Thomas now has an assist in back-to-back games. Jay Dickman scored on the power play, 4:37 in, with Watts and Cole McDonald with the assist. And then Patrick Bates, Peter Bates. There's a football player named Patrick Bates, who's a defensive back, and for some reason I keep wanting to call him Patrick Bates. As we've started play in the third period, as the puck glides deep into the Thunder zone, as Utah skating from right to left, as we see it from high top section 114. Whistle blows. Grizzlies are called for offside, as the draw is going to come at neutral ice near the Wichita bench. As we get our first whistle of the third period, 11 seconds in. 11 seconds into the second period, Brandon Cutler found the back of the net. Glenn Preston will take the draw against the Grizzlies Iron Man, Tyler Penner. Penner wins the draw, but it goes between the two defensemen up top and Corey Thomas and Kyle Pouncey. Pouncey stops behind Preek's net as Utah skates from right to left. Pfizer ahead to Cutler. It bounced off the stick of Stenell. Cutler gets it, but delayed offside. Stenell touches it up, but Pfizer gets it, and offside is called on the Grizzlies. We get another whistle. 26 seconds into the third. As Guy Krenz had mentioned, the Grizzlies, with this good Friday night crowd, once Wichita scored the 2 goals to tie it up, the crowd hasn't really been into it. As Utah wins the draw, Pfizer feeds it across to Pouncey, who gains the line. Pouncey, the former Thunder skater, will bounce it off of Penner. Now Pouncey looking for a shot, and it's blocked by Cole McDonald as Wichita moves it ahead. Stenell, the Thunder leading scorer, gets neutralized, moves ahead to Watts. Watts skates in, lefty shot, and hits the pipe. Iron unkind as McKay rolls it along the boards. Quinn Preston gets it taken away by Corey Thomas. Thomas was playing outstanding in the month of January up till his injury, and he's playing well. The Roosters skates towards the left circle, take a righty shot, and it goes wide. Grizzlies make a line change behind him. Fitz right wing shot, goes wide as the puck glides towards the near boards as Stenell pitches out to center ice. Taken by James Scheer as the Thunder make a line change. Scheer gets it across to McDonald, back to Scheer. He's in the Grizzlies zone. He'll skate north-south. He'll get to the blue line. Right wing pass to Martell doesn't connect, and icing is on the Grizzlies with 18:43 left in the third. Neither team has officially taken a shot here so far in the final frame of regulation. One game has gone past regulation in the season series meeting. It was the first one between the Grizzlies and Thunder on Friday, March 3rd, when the Grizzlies scored with less than a minute left in overtime, winning 5-4. Draws on the far side. Cameron Wright will take it against Brett Boeing. Draw won by the Grizzlies. Now Peter Bates takes it away. I try to chip it up for Boeing. Utah pokes it back towards the near boards as Dylan Fitz gets to Scheer, who glides across to right. He loses the puck. Skating over to the left circle is Peter Bates. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Preek. As Wright just kind of bobbled it for a second, then Bates took it away, skated towards the far circle, and fired a nice-looking lefty shot. But Preek made the save. Looked like he got a little piece of his helmet. Preek shows the helmet and says, "I'm all right," as he thanks his helmet for helping him out. As Peter Bates skated to the left side, I'm amazed they went so many years in hockey when the sport was first invented before goaltenders wore masks. You had to be nuts to play that position. As a draw won by Wichita, Gavin Gould being shadowed by McCallchuk. Action in the Grizzlies zone here early in the third period. Thunder roll it around. Connor Walters back behind the net for Peter Bates. Thinking about a wraparound, and he gets it back up top to Dockery, but the pass is wide of the mark as the puck glides into the Thunder zone. Brett Boeing skates around his net as he gets pushed by McCallchuk, but Boeing keeps his feet. Now move it to the far side for Peter Bates, who's been outstanding in this series. Bates being challenged by McCallchuk at the Wichita blue line. Now Bates with a button hook. He now skates to the near side, gets to Walters, who feeds it across to Dockery. Back to Bates in the near side. He crosses the red line. He gets a poke by Power. Bates gets it back. He skates towards the right corner. Bates seems like an outstanding skater. He'll get it up top for Walters. As Walters throws it back to the corner that Bates vacated. Pineo collides with Tho. Puck goes back to Walters. He'll chip it off the end wall. Gavin Gould chases after it, but Jacob Semick gets there. The Arizona State product will tap it off the far glass. Grizzlies make a line change. Docker over to Walters, who moves ahead to Pineo, and he'll dump it in. Pineo wearing number 34. As Corey Thomas collides with Allison, and Allison goes down. Grizzlies to get to new tries. Pfizer dumps in. The fans take up a "Let's Go Grizzlies" chant, trying to get back in this game that's tied at 3. As Poliot gets it poked away by Pfizer. Pfizer gets the puck, centers to Cutler. Cutler skates in, back in, shot, saved by Bazran. Now Cutler tries to get Penner out in front. It goes past him, and Thomas couldn't reach it as it goes to center ice. Thomas chips over to Cutler. Cutler will skate back into Grizzlies territory, get it back to Thomas. Thomas at the Utah blue line. He'll skate down the middle. Now chip it to his left for Penner. Penner gets up top for Cutler, but it's taken away by Dickman. Now Penner gets it back in the high slot and dumps it to the corner on the near side as Utah makes a full line change. 16:40 and counting left in the third as we're tied at 3. Both teams have taken one shot here so far in the third. As Wichita moves it ahead, Thunder will get to new tries. Dylan Fitz takes it away. Fitz skates towards the left circle, looking to center it. Shot saved by Bazran, who's in the splits, and somehow he covers up. Boy, great look there as Fitz was looking out in front for the Rooster. When the Rooster is able to get a piece of it, but Bazran made a save, and what a good save it was. As Roman Bazran, about as flexible as any goaltender you'll see in this league. Boy, Fitz did center it to Martel, and then Bazran was on his keister, and somehow Utah just couldn't find a way to capitalize. Good job by Wichita defensively to box out Jordan Martel and Cameron Wright out in front. 16:22 left in the third, as Utah and Wichita are tied at 3. And really what's been an entertaining hockey game so far, and with what's going on in the league, what's been happening in the league in terms of some of the scores we've seen, who knows what kind of crazy stuff we've got in store here for the third. As draw one by the Thunder, as Chris McKay will chip it ahead. It goes past Peter Bates out to center ice. I'll make that Mikkel Stenell as Sure gets to McDonald. He gets the new try, so he'll move it ahead to Fitz, who will have a tap off his sticking as it glides into the Thunder zone as Wichita will feed it off the near boards. Peter Bates tries to get around Sure, and he does. Make that Stenell. Again, Bates is off the ice, although he's done so much tonight. Sure over to Fitz. He'll skeet towards the left circle. He gets pushed along the end boards by Chris McKay. So get it back towards the near wall for Sure. As Fitz behind the net, will skeet towards the far corner. So he got held up by Preston. Fitz throws it back to the near side. Sure glides over there. And so get it up top for Martel. Left point. Martel, righty shot. And it's blocked as Wichita's got numbers. As Stenell skeets towards the right circle, take a shot. Saved by Parikh. And he holds on. Stenell then skated behind Parikh, hoping the puck was behind him. But Parikh had gathered it with 15:32 left in the third. Draw's going to be in the Grizzly zone. For Lucas Parikh, it's his first start since November 22nd. When he stopped 24 of 29. And Utah's 6-4 loss against Cincinnati. As a draw won by the Grizzlies. They're in their own zone, skating from right to left. McCallchuk crosses center. Flanny to the right side, tried to dump it in, bounced it off at Dockery. The puck glides towards the end boards. A stick goes flying in the air, and it's Jacob Semick. Semick will skate towards the bench. He'll get a stick from Bryson Martin. Gavin Gould skates towards the right circle. Shot saved by Parikh. Semick using Bryson Martin's stick, moves ahead to Simeone. It bounced off of him. It goes back to Tho, gets it back over to McCallchuk. Left wing pass to Simeone. Simeone skates towards his right. He'll chip it over to the right circle. Simeone's shot and is blocked and flies out of play off the protective netting. Jacob Semick had a stick go flying in the Wichita zone, and he went and got Bryson Martin's stick. As looks like Semick will give Martin his stick back. And while he was doing that, Wichita got the puck, and Gavin Gould skated towards the near circle and had a good look on Lucas Parikh. You know what happened? Jacob Semick collided with Jamison, and that's why Semick's stick went flying. As two Grizzlies collided with each other. Draw's going to be in the far circle of Wichita's zone. 5 minutes into the third as Utah wins the draw. Kyle Pouncey fakes his shot and he'll glide it to the far corner as Penner behind the net gets it. He gets held up by Paneo. Paneo continues to hold up Penner as Pfizer gets it back towards the far corner. Cutler skates over there. Cutler gets it and he'll drive it back up top for Pouncey. Pouncey towards Pfizer on the left side, looks to center it. Cutler couldn't gather it as the puck glides back towards the near corner. Pfizer feeds up top for Thomas. Left point shot saved by Bazran, who will kick it back to the near corner. Cutler skates over there. Now Penner gets around Paneo as Penner, the referee got in the way. As Penner over to Cutler in the near corner. Cutler fumbles the puck a little bit. He gets held up by Lewiski as Penner gets dragged by Paneo but keeps his feet. Penner over to the right side. One-on-one battle with Pineo. Pineo holds up Penner as Pfizer gets it right wing. Shot saved by Bazran. And the Wichita goaltender holds on as Pfizer is towards the far wing boards, got the puck and just kind of slid a quick pass, a quick shot about knee-high that Bazran made the save on. Both teams make a line change. 14-14 left in the third as Utah's outshot Wichita 33-29. The Thunder are doing a good job controlling part of the pace of the play, although for the Grizzlies, they have to like the action has been in the Wichita zone for most of the third period. Off the draw, shot saved by Bazran. That was taken by the Rooster. As the Thunder out to the left side, McDonald pokes it towards the near boards as it goes to Pineo. It moves out to center ice. Stenell loses it. As Shearer gets to Martell. Right wing pass to Wright. Wright skates down the middle. He gets a good poke check by Wichita. And number 24, Connor Walters, 2-on-2. Thunder gained the line. Stenell stops in the right point. Gets around Martell. Nice spin move as Stenell loses the puck. Dylan Fitz will move it ahead to Cameron Wright. Right to the left side. Will lose the puck in the slot as Dominic Dockery gets around Fitz. Now Dockery crossed the center ice logo. Now he veers off to the left. Dockery steps over the blue line, chips to the corner, and chases after it. Grizzlies throw it to the right point. It bounces over the stick of Peter Bates and goes to center ice. Grizzlies sneak in some new skaters as Bates glides it towards the near side and loses it. He's trying to get to Preston as Semick gets it to Cameron Wright at neutral ice. Wright will guide it to Aaron Tho. Tho to the right side gets to the goal line. Now Tho gets held up. Quinn Preston pushes Jared Power. And the puck goes to Hoffman of Wichita. Will get it to Bates in the near side. He crosses center ice, and he'll move it around as Parikh cuts it off behind his net. Parikh will fire it off of Bates, and it goes to the corner for Semick, who will glide it past the referee, past Jared Power, and past everybody deep in the Wichita zone as the whistle blows. And icing is on the Grizzlies with 12:51 left in the third. Second of a three-game series. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off, and we're going to have a lot of fun here at Maverick Center. There's Jacob Semick's on the ice, the Arizona State product. His college teammate Johnny Walker got injured in the third period on Wednesday night, and Walker's probably going to be out the rest of the year. That's the fourth forward that's probably out for the rest of the season due to an injury. As Wichita wins the draws, Gavin Gould dances around, being shadowed by Semick. As puck goes behind Utah's net, Aaron Tho holds up Wichita as the Thunder gather it. As Boeing over towards McKay, who gets around Jamison but loses the puck. 2-on-2, Power at center ice. Left wing pass to Jamison. Jamison centers the Power. Power has a glance off his skate. Then Power tried to center it, and Cole McDonald picked it off. He moves ahead to Bates, but Thomas cuts in front of Bates to get the puck. Thomas left side, shot blocked by Bates in the corner. As Thomas gets it, looks like Corey Thomas has played well this week, as he did a good job getting back in playing shape while he was off the ice. Simeone trying to get it back to Thomas, and it's taken away by Boeing. Brett Boeing crosses center ice, right wing. He gets around Jamison. Boeing, shot saved by Parikh in the butterfly position. As the rebound goes to the near side for Jamison. As Jamison crosses center ice and dumps it in. As the Grizzlies make a line change. 8 minutes into the third period, we're tied at 3. As Wichita moving from left to right here in the third period. As Walters back to Dockery, who's behind the net. As Dockery skates towards the far side. Don't chip it off the boards for Ben Allison in his Thunder debut. Allison looks to center it. It goes wide of the mark as he was looking for Jay Dickman. Now left wing, lefty shot. Saved by Parikh. And Lucas holds on. 11:32 left in regulation. Nobody has scored so far in the third as we're tied at 3. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First. and see where life takes you.
11 minutes, 32 seconds left in the third period as the fans are making a ton of noise here at Maverick Center. As it's the second of a three-game series, as both teams could certainly use the standings points. As Wichita right now tied with Kansas City for second place in the division. Utah now in fifth place, but just 3 points behind Wichita and Kansas City. As James Scher gets over to Brandon Cutler in the Grizzlies zone as Utah skates from right to left. As Cutler now skates down the middle, he gets to neutralize. Right wing pass to Penner across the center. Now across the blue line, trying to get it back to Cutler, and it bounced off a Thunder skate. As Dockery turns it over, finds the right circle, shot, kick save by Bazran. Rebound goes to Jay Dickman. As he moves ahead to Pineo, who's an impressive player. Pineo gets around Shearer. Pineo played at Niagara University for 4 years. He collides with Colgate product Tyler Penner. Now Larkin, right side shot, blocked by Shearer. As Grizzlies clear it out to center, Utah is going to get called for icing. As Cole Larkin took the shot from the right side, he's making his professional debut, as is Ben Allison. As both guys play for the same junior team in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, the Acadie Bathurst Titan. Both guys were impressive in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, and now they're Wichita Thunder teammates as well. Draws in the right circle as Grizzlies clear it out again. Looks like Utah's going to get called for icing once again as the whistle blows with 10:43 left in the third. So we'll come back towards Lucas Parikh. Lucas has stopped 28 of 31. Roman Bazran of Wichita has stopped 32 of 35. Draws in the near circle. As Quinn Preston will take it against Tyler Penner. Penner wins the draw and he'll throw it to the corner as Connor McDonald skates around Utah's net. Now he'll move it ahead to Penner. Penner with good speed. Cross the center ice. Left wing pass to Cutler. Cutler tries to find Penner cutting in front of the net. Puck glides towards Bazran. Will feed it back to the near side. As Martel gets held up by Larkin, Wichita comes up with the puck. Pass ahead to Stenell. He gets it center ice. Stenell skates down the middle. Now veers off to the left. Stenell, left wing, shot, saved by Parikh. Rebound goes to Quinn Preston, who skates around Utah's net. Preston gets up top for Zach Hoffman, wearing number 6. He'll throw it to Watts along the end wall. Stenell gets pushed by Tho. Tho's been physical tonight. Jacob Semick nudges it to the far corner. Dylan Fitz chases after and gets it. They'll tap it ahead to Quinn Preston as Fitz trips up Preston. No call. Martel on the left point gets it across to Fitz on his backhand. Fitz couldn't handle it. Quinn Preston gets it back. The Ohio State product. Ahead to Stenell. Back to Preston. But the Thunder are offside as the puck exited the zone and Stenell had entered without it. So draw comes back to neutral ice near the Grizzlies bench. As both teams will make a line change. 9:50 left in the third. Neither team has scored so far in the final regulation frame. And who knows, could be 60 minutes and then some. As Utah has played in, I believe, 8 games past regulation so far this season. Draw at neutral ice is won by the Thunder. Dump it in. Parikh behind his net will glide it towards Corey Thomas. Thomas over to Jared Power. Back to Pouncey. Pouncey crosses center ice as bounced off a Grizzly and goes into the Wichita bench. 9:37 left in the third as we get another whistle. Draw's going to be near the Wichita bench. Fans with cowbells here in section 114 as the Grizzlies win the draw. Corey Thomas dumps it in as puck goes back to Jamison. Big time hit in the far corner as Jamison loses the puck as Wichita around their net. Glides it towards the near side. It goes past Corey Thomas. Chasing after it's Peter Bates. Kyle Pouncey gets there first as Bates will move it past Thomas. Now Walters, right wing shots blocked. Grizzlies move it ahead. Jamison over to Power. Kicked off his skate. Goes deep into the Thunder zone. Power chases after it. He'll throw it to Jamison, who gets hit by Gavin Gould. Jamison will kick it off a Thunder skate. Now Semick gets it. Oh, high slot shot goes wide as Semick looking for his first as a pro. Wichita lifts it out of the zone, though tries to carry it back in, and he's called for offside with 8:59 left in the third. So draw's going to be towards the Thunder bench. Certainly been an interesting one here tonight. Fourth meeting between these clubs as Wichita wins the draw. As Chris McKay moves ahead to Dickman, who dumps it in from center ice. Dickman's got an A on his sweater as Semick gets blasted over in the corner, though overskates it. Wichita tries to feed it out in front. It's cut off by Preek on the far side of the goal line, and he covers up. 8:45 left in the third as we get yet another whistle. As this game has lacked flow to it, as we haven't really seen as much of the back and forth stuff. And that might benefit the Thunder. As the draw's going to be over in the far circle. Shots are pretty close to even, and Wichita on average has been outshot by about 9 shots per game. Grizzlies shot count really reversed about February 11th. And since then, the Grizzlies have averaged about 39 shots per game. Whereas before February 11th, the Grizzlies averaged about 29 shots per game. Grizzlies win the draw as Aaron Tho gets blasted by Mark Lewinsky. Action in the Grizzly zone as Lewinsky collides with Tho. As Jacob Semick moves to Brandon Cutler on the near side. Dickman takes it away. Dickman battles in the corner with Cutler, or it's not really the corner, it's between the corner and the point. As Dickman will bounce it off the referee as it glides around Utah's net. Tho gets back checked and moves out to Pfizer. 2-on-1. Pfizer to the right side. Skates towards the circle. Pfizer with a righty shot. Saved by Bazner. Rebound. Shot and score! Tyler Penner's giving the Grizzlies a 4-3 lead. The Iron Man gets his 12th of the year as Utah had a 2-on-1. Utah didn't score on the initial shot that was taken by Pfizer. Penner with the second effort gives Utah a 4-3 lead. As Pfizer took a shot, Bazran made the save, and then Penner was out in front. Penner just went backhand to forehand and got a pass Bazran, who was off balance. So Tyler Penner scores a big-time goal to give Utah a 4-3 lead with 8:13 left in regulation. Penner with the goal, Pfizer and Aaron Tho with the assists. Fans go nuts for the Iron Man, Tyler Penner, second year with the Grizzlies. He had 13 goals last season in 72 games, and he now has 12 goals on the season. A lot of hockey left to be played, 8-11 in the third. But the Grizzlies have the lead, 4-3. Taryn Pfizer now has 1 goal and 2 assists. As Utah wins the draw, Jordan Martell gets the new try, so lift it in the air, bounced off of a Thunder skater, and Quinn Preston as it was played with a high stick. Stenell touches it up at center ice. The whistle blows with 7:59 left in the third. And we had a feeling it was going to be that forward line. Tonight it's Pfizer, Cutler, and Penner. And once again, they came through big for the Grizzlies. Now about Taryn Pfizer as of late. Really didn't get a whole lot in the early portion of the month of March, but Pfizer's really stepped up and played good for the Grizzlies. And he really has been that consistent offensive force for Utah all season long. As they talk about where the faceoff's going to be, and it's going to be in the Thunder zone. Draws going to be in the near side. Cameron Wright looks at Jordan Martell and says a few things. Now Wright will take the draw. Dylan Fitz is to Wright's left. Up top is James Shearer and Connor McDonald. Quinn Preston will take the draw for Wichita. That top forward line may see a lot of time for Wichita here in the third period as they're down by 1. Thunder win the draw. Wright battles in the corner, takes away from Watts. Watts goes down as he got nudged by Watts. Now Martell will bounce off a Thunder skater. It glides towards the near boards. He'll get it back to the corner for Wright. Wright looks to center. It kicked off of Bazran. Fitz skates over there, gets the puck. Fitz left wing shot, and it bounces off of Wright. McDonald skates towards the right circle, takes a shot. Saved by Bazran. Puck bounced off of Martell and lifts into the air. It goes to the near corner. Cameron Wright drags down a Thunder skater and Pouliot. No call either way. The official's going to let them play in the third period as Wright skates towards the far side. He gets dragged to the ground. Zach Hoffman will move it ahead. As Pouliot couldn't reach it, it goes to the Utah blue line. Sure moves ahead to Martell. The Rooster skates towards the left circle, centers it to Wright. It takes a shot about chest high. It goes wide. Now Wright falls down as he was looking for the wraparound. Bazran makes the save. Corey Thomas cuts off on the right point across to Martell. One-timer, he scores! The Rooster gives the Grizzlies some insurance as Utah now leads 5-3. That's going to be Corey Thomas' second assist of the game as Jordan Martell continues with his hot streak as he high-fives everybody on the Grizzlies bench. The Rooster scores on a one-timer from the left circle. as Corey Thomas gets the main assist, feeding it across. It was just outside the left circle where Martell fired away. So 2 unanswered by the Grizzlies here in the third period. Tyler Penner, 11:47 in and 12:58 in. It's the Rooster, Jordan Martell, who gets his 13th of the season. Corey Thomas gets his 2nd assist of the game and 6th of the season. That was a beauty from Jordan Martell as Grizz win the face-off, and Kyle Pouncey gets blasted at center ice along the boards as Wichita gains the offensive line, and we get a whistle. And boy, that was a big-time hit. Kyle Pouncey got blasted on the boards by Gavin Gould right at center ice near the bench area. Pouncey, his parents are in attendance, are looking on intently to see if he gets back to his feet, and luckily Kyle Pouncey gets back up. It looks like Gavin Gould's going to get a penalty. Looks like Pouncey will be okay. Still skate towards the Grizzlies bench, to where the defensemen are hanging out in the third period. And Gavin Gould goes to the penalty box as Utah leads 5-3 with 6:52 left in the third. It was a big-time hit delivered by Gavin Gould as Penner, he crashed into the boards hard. So we'll see what happens here, what the call is, whether it's 2 minutes, whether it's more than 2 minutes. As it looked like Pouncey might have been at the end of his shift, and he just got blasted by Gavin Gould. Now the referee is going to talk with both teams' captains. McDonald for Wichita and McDonald for Utah. Connor McDonald is spelled like the restaurant chain, and Cole McDonald of Wichita's got an A in his name. M-A-C, capital D-O-N-A-L-D is how the Wichita captain spells his name. He's got an assist tonight. The draw is going to be at neutral ice, we believe. Gould is, so it's going to be a neutral zone draw, and it looks like we're going to have matching penalties. We're not going to get a power play either ways. There's a Grizzly in the penalty box as well, and we're going to skate 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Simeone's in the box for 2, and so is Gavin Gould. So it's almost like Simeone went to confront Gavin Gould and picked up a penalty of his own. Simeone got 2 minutes for roughing, and that's the same penalty that Gavin Gould got. As we skate 4-on-4, Wichita wins the faceoff. They dump it into the Grizzly zone. Utah skating from right to left as the Grizz lead 5-3. As Utah scored 8 goals, as Preek gets tripped up by Stenell. No call. Preek gets back to his feet, and Cutler runs into the referee. Now Taryn Pfizer skates in left side. Pfizer stops along the near boards. He'll chip it up top for Cutler. One-timer, and the puck glides slowly towards Bazran, who covers up. Brandon Cutler was trying to skate out of his zone, and he collided with the referee. But before that, it looked like Mikkel Stenell tripped up Lucas Preek. And Preek moves his arms around a little bit. Let's see on Preek. Stenell and Preek collide. I think Preek was hoping for a penalty there, but none came. As Preek got back to his feet. Draws going to be in the far circle. 1:34 left in the 4-on-4. As there's 6:26 left in regulation. Utah leads 5-3. As goals by Tyler Penner and Jordan Martell here in the third period are the deciding factor. Grizzlies win the draw. Shot saved by Bazran. He holds on. 6:24 left in the third. Draw's going to stay in the Wichita zone. And really what's been an outstanding offensive pursuit for the Grizzlies over the last 21 games. Utah averaged about 2.9 goals per contest prior to February 11th. But since then, the Grizzlies, this being the 21st game since February 11th, have scored 87 goals, an average of more than 4 per game. As Wichita wins the draw, they're back in their own zone. As the Thunder, Cole McDonald gets shadowed by Tyler Penner. McDonald moves out to center ice. Pass connects to Stenell. He loses at the Utah blue line. Assure moves to right. We'll throw it back to McDonald deep in the Grizzly zone. McDonald over to Cameron Wright. As he'll lift it in the air. And stays in plays. It ricochets off the near boards near center ice. Sure gets around Larkin. Sure gets the puck, but McDonald takes it away. Cole McDonald over to Cole Larkin. The two Coles defensively. Moves it for Stenell. He gets the puck right side. Stenell skates towards his left. He'll take a shot that goes wide. As the puck glides towards Penner, he moves it towards Cameron Wright. He gets taken away. As Stenell over to Cole McDonald. McDonald gets held up by Shearer. Great job by James Shearer not letting McDonald get a shot off. He just kind of stood right in front of McDonald as Grizzlies make a line change. Wichita with the puck at neutral ice. Quinn Preston skates around the center ice logo. Now chip it to his right for McKay. Chris McKay battles with Semick. Semick takes it away. As Jacob Semick skates along the near boards, I'll move it ahead to the Rooster. Martell crosses center ice as he'll skate towards the left side. Martell collides with McKay as Martell loses the puck. As it goes back to Zach Hoffman. So get it to Peter Bates who crosses center ice. Bates gains the blue line. 1-on-5. Now everybody else for Wichita enters. As we're skating 4-on-4 for the next 10 seconds as Peter Bates skates towards his left. He'll drop it off for Walters. He'll give it over to the right circle for Hoffman, who glides it back to Walters. As Walters surveys, now we're back to skating 5-on-5. Walters' shot gets redirected by Watson and bounces to Parikh, who gobbles it on one hop of the ice. He holds on as the whistle blows. 4:50 left in the third. It's the Grizzlies 5 and the Thunder 3. We'll find out how this one ends when we come back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Four minutes, 50 seconds left in regulation as Utah leads 5-3. Draw's going to be over in the right circle. Quinn Preston will take the draw against Tyler Penner. Right now has the game winner as he scored Utah's fourth goal. Grizzlies win the draw. Cutler over to Pfizer, who skates towards the right circle. Take a righty shot, and it's blocked before it gets to Bazran as Quinn Preston drags down Pfizer. Puck glides towards the right point. Connor McDonald keeps it in as it goes towards Mikkel Stenell. He'll throw it across to Walters at center ice. He couldn't reach it. Brandon Cutler, 2-on-1, skates towards the left circle. Cutler centers to Pfizer. Shot saved by Bazran. Cutler gets it back on the right side as he'll chip it to Cutler. Cutler's on the right as he tries to get away from the corner. Takes a shot saved by Bazran. Rebound goes to Braden Watts, who crosses center ice. He'll lift it in the air as Watts and Connor McDonald collide as the puck towards the far side goes back to Peter Bates, who moves it back up top. Now it goes back to Bates from Dockery as Bates to the left side skates towards his right. Now Bates stops in the high slot, takes a shot, and a pad saved by Parikh as it goes back towards Bates as Penner takes away from Bates as Utah moves ahead to Jared Power, gets to the Wichita blue line. Left wing shot saved by Bazran. Dockery around the net as it goes to Gavin Gould, the former Allen American. Gould at neutral ice will bounce it off of Simeone, and it goes to Keaton Jamison. As it's a hand pass, as the puck lifted in the air, and so the hand pass is called. Draw's going to come back to neutral ice. 3:37 is left here in the third period, and the Grizzlies have had a lot of great offensive performances here soon as of late. You think about the 8 goals scored on Wednesday and the 8-5 victory, and Utah scoring 2 unanswered here in the third period to turn a 3-3 tie into a 5-3 game. Draws in the far circle. It's won by the Grizzlies. Corey Thomas skates around Preikh's net. Now he'll get to Jared Power. He's got 1 goal this season. Ahead to Simeone, who gains center ice and dumps it in. As Simeone and Chris McKay collide. As Wichita moves out to center ice. Bounced off of Bates. Now it goes to Simeone, who fanned on dumping it in. Gavin Gould skates towards the right side. Thomas with a good poke check. As Power will bounce to Simeone. Simeone crosses center ice. And he'll lift it to the right corner as it bounces off the 2 news sign. On two hops of the ice. As Chris McKay to the near side as the fans take up a Let's Go Grizzlies chant. McKay moves out to center ice. Gould couldn't reach it. And icing is called on Wichita with 3 minutes and 1 second left in regulation. Taryn Pfizer has 1 goal and 2 assists. Jordan Martell, Aaron Tho, and Brandon Cutler each have 1 goal and 1 assist. Corey Thomas has 2 assists and is a +3. Brandon Cutler and James Scher each a +2. Pfizer as well as Thomas are a +3. So great job by Taryn Pfizer here so far tonight. 3-point efforts. The draw is going to be over in the right circle. 3:01s left in regulation. Grizzlies made a line change. As though will kick it to the corner for Cameron Wright. Wright gets held up by Brett Boeing. As Roosters over there as well. Boeing gets hit along the boards by McKay. Wright and McKay and Martell. As Martell goes down by McKay. As Wright kicks up top for Tho, but it goes past him and into the Grizzlies zone. Wichita makes a line change that they badly needed. Though towards the near side as Martell got hit, he gets back to his feet at the Wichita blue line. As the Thunder back in their own end with the puck. As Dominic Dockery gets chased down by Fitz. Dockery over to Cole Larkin. Cole is one of two Coles who are defensemen for the Thunder. As Martell picks off a neutral ice and dumps it back in. As Martell and Wright come off with 2:15 left in the third. As the Thunder will kick it out to center ice. Pineo crosses center. Pfizer back checks. Pfizer collides with Pineo. As the puck goes deep in the Grizzlies zone, as Scher throws it around McDonald. Net is empty on Wichita's side. Spits at center ice, gets the puck. He fires towards the empty net, and he fans on it. Boy, he didn't get much on it. He was firing towards the empty net. Pineo crosses center ice, right wing. Now he gains the blue line. Pineo gets hit. Now goes to Dickman right side, over to Watts. I try to kick it out in front to Stenell. Passes wide. As the Thunder get it up top to Cole McDonald. Now to Dockery, back to McDonald. 6-on-5. Wichita's net's empty. Now goes to Tyler Penner as it bounces towards Fitz, who couldn't gather it. Watts over towards McDonald. 1:33 left in the third. Utah 5 and Wichita 3. As Penner over in the area, as taking it is Gavin Gould. He'll skate to the right side. Now over out to the left. He'll kick it to the left circle for Dickman. Dickman 3 goals this series around the net. He gets a push back towards the far corner. Gavin Gould. Gould centers it to Watts. I couldn't gather the bouncing puck. 1:13 left in regulation. Watts over to McDonald. Back to Watts, who kicks it across off the wall for Dockery. Now to McDonald. High slot. Lefty shot. And it goes high. Deflects off of Dickman. And out of play with 1:04 left in the third. The Grizzlies have a 2-goal lead as Utah make a line change. Wichita thinking about using their timeout as Bruce Ramsey's got a clipboard out. But with it being a 2-goal game, they're probably thinking they realistically need to get something here in the next 15 to 20 seconds to give themselves a chance to tie it up at the end. Utah won all 5 meetings last season against Wichita. The Grizzlies won each of the first 3 meetings. Grizz have taken 45 shots to Wichita's 34. As the draw won by Wichita. As they look for a shot that's blocked by Tho. 1 minute left in the third period. As the Thunder get it up top for McDonald. Cole McDonald over to Watts, who centers it to Stenell. He gets cut in front by Jamison, who gets tripped up and clears it out. It's going to be icing on the Grizzlies. Jamison thinks a penalty should be called. The icing is on the Grizzlies with 47.6 seconds left in the third. We've seen some strange things. We're not going to put this one in the refrigerator just yet. But Utah looking for their 9th straight against Wichita. And it looks like, barring a miracle, looks like the Grizzlies are going to get their 4th in a row this season against the Thunder. And all 4 of those games coming in the month of March. It's the final game of March. Utah is 7-1, looking to go 8-1 if they can just hold off Wichita for the next 47 seconds. Draws the near circle. Quinn Preston will take it against Keaton Jamison. Draw won by the Grizzlies. Aaron Tho will bounce it off of Stenell as Dickman deep in the Grizzlies zone. Throws it towards Cutler. He'll glide it across as the Thunder. Braden Watts keeps the line. Dickman centers it out in front. It bounced off a Cutler stick. Now Gavin Gould, 30 seconds left. McDonald. Cross to Watts. He'll take a lefty shot. It's blocked by Thomas. Thomas had a great game with 2 assists and a +3. Thomas moves ahead to Cutler. Cutler out to Cameron Wright. Wright skates towards the empty net. And he shoots and he scores. This baby's in the refrigerator as the Grizzlies have taken a 6-3 lead. Cameron Wright gets his 23rd of the season. And Brandon Cutler is going to get an assist, which means Cutler will have 1 goal and 2 assists. As Wright just skated all alone. There was nobody but empty net in front, and he just kind of took his time and slowly glided it towards the back of the net. So Grizzlies are going to win their Ninth in a row against Wichita. Grizzlies are going to return to the 500 mark with a record of 31-3. As great effort all around by the Grizzlies. Right with the goal, Cutler and Corey Thomas with the assist. That means Thomas ends the night with 3 assists. Bazran's in net right now, 10 seconds left as the puck moves out to center ice. Jacob Semick back at the Utah blue line. We'll throw it back to Cutler, to Pouncey. Pouncey gets across to Power. As time runs out, Creek gets the crowd fired up. Grizzlies win. Grizzlies win. And Wichita took a cheap shot at Vladislav Mikulchuk at center ice. The Grizzlies are very fired up about it. As Mikulchuk, the Grizzlies are already without 4 key forwards. Now Mikulchuk got hit at center ice by somebody. We weren't looking at it, but the Grizzlies are very much steamed at the Thunder. Utah has won their 9th in a row against the Thunder, as it wasn't 50-plus shots against Wichita this time. It was just 47, as the Grizzlies come away with a 6-3 victory. Great effort by Taryn Pfizer, and the Grizzlies are very heated at Wichita. It looked like they took a shot at Vladislav Mikulchuk at the end of the game. Wichita obviously knowing that the Grizzlies are shorthanded with forwards. Oh, boy, a Wichita player just took a stick and slapped it across the knee of Vladislav Mikulchuk. A dirty, cheap shot there at the end of regulation. But it's the Grizzlies that come away with the victory as they have scored 14 goals in the first 2 games of this series. The Grizzlies look up at the video board and they don't like what they saw there. Well, that's going to set the scene for a very interesting final game of this season series. Grizzlies swept Wichita last year and they've won the first 4 games this season. As both teams are just kind of lingering around the ice, the Grizzlies want to salute their great fans here at Maverick Center as Wichita will now reluctantly walk towards the dressing room. Gavin Gould having some words. The Grizzlies are victorious tonight. And obviously we'll take a look during the post-game show to figure out what the Mountain Division standings look like. But an outstanding game from Brandon Cutler, Taryn Pfizer, and how about Corey Thomas returning from injury? He had 1 assist on Wednesday, and here tonight, Thomas at +3 and had 3 assists as the Grizzlies come away with a big-time victory. Final score here from Maverick Center, the Utah Grizzlies 6 and the Wichita Thunder 3. Post-game show starts in 1 minute as Utah's victorious. They've now won 2 in a row. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
The Grizzlies are victorious this evening, 6-3 the final score. So a bad night all around for Wichita. They gave up 3 unanswered in the third period, and the Kansas City Mavericks somehow came back to defeat the Idaho Steelheads. The final score of that game is 3-2. So Kansas City takes second place in the Mountain Division by themselves. 3 stars of the game. Number 3 star, Brandon Cutler, who had 1 goal and 2 assists. Second star with the game-winning goal, Tyler Penner. He got his 12th of the year with Pfizer and Throw getting the assist. That was 11:47 into the third. And the number 1 star had 1 goal and 2 assists. Pfizer +3. He had 7 shots. But you can't underestimate the performance from Corey Thomas, who had 3 assists and was a +4. And, Guy, the Grizzlies just came up with a big third period. And it was Penner got the game winner, 11:47 in, and then Martell on a one-timer on a pass from Corey Thomas scored from the left side, 12:58 in, and then obviously the empty netter at the end with Cameron Wright. And it's a little bit discouraging considering the Grizzlies are already without 4 key forwards for the rest of the season. That a Wichita player took his stick and just slapped it upside the knee of Vladislav Mikulchuk. And that could set the scene for a very physical and very heated Saturday night worth of hockey.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a play that's totally uncalled for at the end of the game, and the clock was down to zeros. The fat lady had sung it was over. So you got to think there's going to be some bad blood on tomorrow night. And it's going to be a fun one, but we talked about a big third period for the Grizzlies. We talked about him in the pregame. When was Tyler Penner going to do something? Well, he picked a fantastic time to put home that goal, and really the Grizzlies didn't look back after that. They had a solid third period offensively and defensively.
Wichita scored first tonight. Jason Pineo with a shorthanded tally, his second of the season, the second pro goal. Connor Walters with the assist. Then the Grizzlies responded with 2 goals late in the first period. Aaron Tho with his 6th of the season and 5th in a Grizzlies uniform. Martell and Fitz with the assists. That was a 5-on-5 goal as Tho scored on a one-timer from the high slot. Taryn Pfizer made it 2-1 as he scored on a one-timer from the left circle with 46 seconds left in the first period. Jamison and Cutler with the assists as Utah led 2-1 after one period. The Grizzlies outshot the Thunder 16-14. Both teams had 12 shots in the second period. Brandon Cutler scored 11 seconds into the second with Pfizer and Corey Thomas getting the assist. And then Wichita responded with a power play goal as Jay Dickman scored 4:37 in with Braden Watts and Cole McDonald getting the assist. And the Grizzlies turned the puck over in the right corner. We believe it was Jordan Martell trying to throw a cross-ice pass. It was picked off in the slot in the Grizzlies zone about halfway from the blue line to the goal line. And Peter Bates got it. For some reason, I still want to call him Patrick Bates, a former football player. Peter Bates skated in and went low on Preek and made it a 3-2 game. And that's where, that's where he stood. And the Bates score tied it up at 3 as Utah had scored 3 unanswered after the Thunder first goal. The Dickman and Bates goals were scored 1 minute and 11 seconds apart. The score was tied at 3 after 2 periods. Could have been anybody's game, but the Grizzlies came up with a great third period effort. They outshot Wichita 15-8 in the third period. Tyler Penner gets the game winner, 11:47 into the third. It was a 2-on-1. Pfizer took a shot from the right side. It bounced off of Roman Bazran. Then Penner got the rebound. And it wasn't just one of those get the rebound and score. He had to go backhand to forehand, and Bazran was off balance, and Penner put it away. Really, talk about redemption. Martell obviously wanted to make amends for the turnover in the second period that led to the Bates goal, and Martell got his redemption as he scored on a one-timer. That gave the Grizzlies that big insurance goal that they needed. Wichita put together a pretty good effort in the last 8 minutes to try to get back in the game, but just couldn't find a way to do so. And then Cameron Wright got the empty netter with 18 seconds left with Cutler and Thomas getting the assist. The guy we've been talking about some of the guys who have been out of the Grizzlies lineup. And, I think we knew the Grizzlies had missed Corey Thomas, with the size that he had brought and the fact that he played really well in the month of January. But I don't know that we necessarily knew that we had missed Corey Thomas quite that much, as he had 1 assist on Wednesday. And here tonight, 3 assists, was a +4. Physically, he was all over the place, and it seemed like he was mentally sharp as he was in the right place at the right time every single time. And so Corey Thomas, hats off to him for playing an outstanding game.
I mean, what else can you say about Corey Thomas? I mean, he just played over the last 2 games. He's played fantastic. And really, it's great to see him back in the lineup. I really thought that in series where the Grizzlies seemed to be outmatched physically against their opponent, in a series against Cincinnati and earlier against Allen, those were series where you really miss a guy like Corey Thomas. And not only does he bring a big physical presence to his game, but he also makes very smart decisions on the blue line. He's a big dominant force on the blue line that really a lot of guys don't want to mess with. And so with Corey Thomas, just to have him back, it's a huge addition to this Grizzlies lineup, and he's been playing lights out in his last 2 games.
For the first time in the season series, the Grizzlies take less than 50 shots against the Thunder. It was 47 shots this evening, as the Grizzlies over the last 21 games have averaged over 39 shots per contest. And really, when you get that many shots, when you get that many good looks, I mean, the Grizzlies had 19 shots in the third period, and 9 of them were scoring chances. That's what's gonna take in order to win games. That's what's gonna take in order to clinch a playoff spot. Is to get those good efforts, and like we saw with Pfizer and Cutler and with Martell, they're getting the insurance goal. The Grizzlies had their chances. The big thing is they capitalized on them.
Yeah, I agree, Tyson. I really think you just think about the way that the Grizzlies have played offensively ever since about mid-January or maybe mid-February. I mean, just getting those shots on goal. I thought Roman Bazran played a really good game for Wichita, and he let in 5 goals. But I mean, the Grizzlies were just so persistent offensively. You think about 47 shots. The Grizzlies were pounding him, and really it just got to the point where they wore him down and were able to squeak 5 past him. But really, Roman Bazran didn't play bad in this game. The Grizzlies just they took everything they had and threw it at him. And so Bazran got Grizzlied here tonight. And that's what it takes if you're the Grizzlies. I mean, we saw earlier on in the season, the Grizzlies were struggling when they weren't getting those scoring opportunities. They weren't getting a lot of shots on goal. But now the Grizzlies, as you mentioned, ever since that game in Rapid City, they've been really good at getting pucks on net and getting scoring opportunities. So it's really translated well. And once again, we see the Grizzlies put up 6.
Be part of Grizzmania tomorrow here for the series finale. That's going to be on Saturday night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. And the Grizzlies didn't want to do anything to jeopardize their playing status for Saturday, but you can tell the Grizzlies are very heated that a Wichita player, and I couldn't see who it was, just took a stick and tapped it upside the knee of McCallchuk, and unfortunately, it looked like McCallchuk was limping a little bit. It wasn't like that tap from the stick did nothing. It looked like that did affect him a little bit, and considering the fact that I think everybody in the building knows the Grizzlies are short forwards, already 4 guys who are probably out for the rest of the season, and Cam Strong, Dakota Raby, Johnny Walker, and Zach Sekos. Grizzlies can't afford to lose any more 4s, and so to see something like that from an opponent is certainly very disappointing, especially since it's not in the middle of battle. It's not 2 guys going for the puck. It's some guy just taking a stick and whacking upside the other guy's knee. That's really what's disappointing about that, about that particular thing. And really, it's just you hope the league takes a look at that particular incident, and you hope the league takes account, and hopefully the guy who did that won't be playing tomorrow in the series finale, because it just uncalled for. They're late in regulation and that late in the game when essentially the buzzer is sound and he's thinking nobody's looking, so I'm just gonna take a shot at the guy's knee. Certainly not what you want to see.
No, it's not, Tyson. I agree with everything you just said. I mean, really, it's uncalled for. There's really no reason to do that, except for the fact that you do know that the Grizzlies are shorthanded forwards, so maybe you're trying to give yourself a competitive advantage by taking a guy out at the end of this game. So the Grizzlies potentially could be shorthanded forwards coming into Saturday night's contest. It's just you don't need to do that. It's just bad sportsmanship from the Wichita Thunder. I expect a little bit more from them. I'm not sure who was the one who did it, but I mean, it's like, come on, we're grown men here. It's just go out and play. The game is over. You lost. Just go to your locker room and call it a night. But I guess that's not the case. And so I think it sets the stage for a wild game on Saturday. I think there's going to be a lot of bad blood. We'll see if Austin Crosley works his way back into the Wichita lineup. He's known to be a tough one, and he'll drop the gloves. He'll go after a few people. So for Wichita, maybe that's what they'll do if they're anticipating a physical game.
So as the Mountain Division standings look right now, I can't believe Kansas City came back and defeated Idaho, as Idaho led 1-0 after 2 periods, and then Cole Koski scored 2 third-period goals, 1:11 into the third, and then 11:30 into the third. Goals 19 and 20 on the season. And then Matthew Foguet scored an empty netter, 18-14 in. Zane Franklin scored with 3 seconds left in regulation for Idaho, and that cut into the Kansas City lead by 1. But the Mavericks, with a big-time third-period effort, as Kansas City is now in second place by themselves in the Mountain Division. They have 88 standings points as their record goes to 30, 27, and 8. So not only does Wichita lose tonight with a poor third period, but Kansas City gets a victory, and now Wichita slides to third place in the Mountain Division. But is it third place by themselves? No. The Allen Americans in overtime defeat Rapid City 4-3, as Yakov Novak got the game winner. In fact, Novak completed the hat trick with the game-winning goal, 2:37 into overtime. So we saw him score his first professional goal against the Grizzlies on March 19th, and Novak gets goals 2, 3, and 4 on the season. So congratulations to Yakov Novak. We took a good long look at him in the third period. So it looks like he's enjoying pro hockey, and it looks like he's a pretty good forward. Just add into the list of Allen Americans' talented forwards. But as I'd mentioned to you off the air, the worst-case scenario is for that game to go to overtime where both teams get something out of it. And Rapid City, they get a standing point. They now have 62 on the season. Grizzlies, with the Allen victory, they stay in 5th place in the Mountain Division. But the Grizzlies now have 65 standings points. They are 1 behind Wichita and Allen for the tie for 3rd. And Rapid City, with the 1 standing point, they're still in 6th, but they now have 62 points, which is 2 behind Utah and 4 behind that tie for 3rd, that tie for 3rd with Wichita and Allen. So It's crazy, and it almost feels like, as we've been thinking about all year long, that playoff race is going to come down to the final weekend where the Grizzlies take on Tulsa, who's in last place in the Mountain Division with a 3-game set here at Maverick Center. Guy, Grizzmania has got to be here for the final stretch of this season as the Grizzlies look to make the playoffs once again.
Tyson, I want to see this place sold out. I don't want to see an empty seat in that series against Tulsa. I want Grizzmania to its fullest effect. I want the Oilers to not even be able to hear each other on the bench. I want it to be that loud in here. I think we can do it, so get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com. But the first thing I'll say here is it seems to be the night of the underdog. Kansas City beating Idaho, South Carolina beating Cincinnati, the Heartlanders pick up a win, and Norfolk Admirals also defeat Newfoundland. I mean, just a crazy night. You think the Grizzlies technically being the underdog in this game since they're behind Wichita in the standings. They win here tonight. But, I mean, it's disappointing to see Allen beat Rapid City, especially in an overtime game where both teams pick up at least a point, and then see Kansas City win. But, I mean, just think about it this way, though. I mean, it's tough to see other. It's
Kansas City wins not what the Grizzlies wanted there.
No, it's definitely not what the Grizzlies want. But just think about it this way: if the Grizzlies continue to win games and they win against Wichita on Saturday, that 4th spot is theirs just because they beat the Thunder. So the Grizzlies don't necessarily need other teams to lose for them to make it into the playoffs. They just need to find a way to continue winning games. And that's exactly what the Grizzlies are doing right now, is they're just finding a way to win games. That third period was phenomenal. Grizzlies were able to come out, get the next goal, then get another one after that, get that insurance marker, and just play shutdown defense for the whole period. They did fantastic on both sides of the puck and each end of the ice. So for the Grizzlies, it's just, if you keep winning games, you're going to be fine. You don't really have to necessarily worry about what's going on with Allen or maybe Kansas City or Rapid City. Just if you win your games, take care of business, you're going to do all right.
Wichita did win the special teams battle. They went 1 for 5 on the power play, and they had a shorthanded goal in the first period. So Utah got to clean that up a little bit. Wichita had 5 power plays, and the Grizzlies only had 2 tonight. But, for the Grizzlies, guys had to step up. Cameron Wright did with 1 goal there. It was an empty netter, but he was a +2 tonight and led the Grizzlies, or he was second in the Grizzlies with 6 shots. And Taryn Pfizer, who was the number 1 star tonight, 1 goal and 2 assists, a +3. He led the Grizzlies with 7 shots. And really, if the Grizzlies want to make a run at it, guys like Pfizer, Cutler, and Wright, they're going to have to come up big like they did tonight.
I agree, Tyson. And I think at the forefront, it's going to be Cutler and Pfizer. I think those are your 2 guys that are going to lead the charge. Then it's going to be Cameron Wright. And the good thing is now that you have Cutler back in the lineup, it doesn't necessarily have to be Cameron Wright every single night to be that big guy. I mean, he's got the most game winners in the league. He doesn't necessarily have to be that guy anymore, especially with that connection between Cutler and Pfizer. So that's good. I also really think that Jared Power is going to be a big key in how far the Grizzlies go. I think these young guys on this team, Power, Semick, we saw last season how well that the players signed out of college performed and what they did in the playoffs for the Grizzlies. So I think if the Grizzlies want to go far this season, they're going to need Semick to step up, and Power's already proven that he's a good player. So he's developing good chemistry with Keaton Jamison. And I think all these guys that I just mentioned, you put that all together, I think that's the key. If those guys can all get hot, that's the key for the Grizzlies to go on a deep run.
Make sure to come on down to Maverick Center tomorrow night. 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. Get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com. We want to see Grizzmania in full force here at Maverick Center for the 3rd and final game of this series. Utah has now won 9 in a row against Wichita, and they look to make it 10 in a row on Saturday night. Trent Miner got the win on Wednesday. Tonight it was Lucas Preek, who stopped 31 of 34 as his record goes to 11-13 this season. And Wichita's Roman Bazran gets the loss. He stopped 41 of 46, and his record goes to 4-5-1. Now the Grizzlies, 47 shots, believe it or not, is the least amount that they've had in a game against Wichita this season. But the Grizzlies really needed a big-time third-period effort, and they got that. Tyler Penner got the game winner, 11:47 in, and then a minute, 11 seconds later, it was the Rooster, Jordan Martell, atoning a mistake from earlier in the game and scoring his 13th of the year, and then Cameron Wright adding the empty netter towards the end. Guy, any final thoughts before we go find some food?
I really like the way the Grizzlies played, Tyson. Solid game all around. They were able to respond from the mistakes in the first 2 periods, had a big third period, sets the stage for a great battle here at the Maverick Center tomorrow night, and I want to see you here. Come be a part of Grizzmania, be a Grizzmaniac, and embrace the Maverick Center crowd, the Maverick Center Madhouse, and come on down and see the Grizzlies and the Thunder.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Join us here at Maverick Center. Your tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com. If you can't make it out, We got the game right here on Flow Sports and YouTube, your homes for Grizzlies hockey all season long. For Kiki Crum and Guy Krenza, once again in 2 hours and 31 minutes and in front of a crowd of 5,039. Here at Maverick Center, the Grizz Maniacs enjoyed the third period as Tyler Penner got the game winner 11:47 in. Number one star is Taryn Pfizer, who had 1 goal and 2 assists. Brandon Cutler also had 1 goal and 2 assists. And what a performance by Corey Thomas, who was a +4 and had 3 assists. Join us tomorrow night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is.